Pitch to Albert with some blocks downfield. He's got a first down. He's inside the 20. He's at the 10. Capetta looks left, gonna throw. He's got the far sideline. Wow! Touchdown! Bringing the kitchen sink. Coleman, a one-on-one catch and a great one-on-one move. First down and more. Bedford with the attack on a touchdown midway through this second quarter, and they will. As his tailback here in the eye, Capetta takes the snap. Post! He's gonna pound it in for a touchdown. Coming up on 4 minutes, 1st and 10. Heenan has time, gonna throw. He's got a man far side. On the catch, it's Sheena. Touchdown, Londonderry. Back to the inside. Nicolia trying to hit the gas. One man to beat at the 10. Touchdown, Timberlake. Pinkerton gonna go to the air for the first time. Hersom. He's got a man downfield. Pistol snap, handoff, left side, and what a cut. Touchdown. Black under pressure, steps up, throws, caught by Snow at the end zone. Yanako inside for touchdown number 5. Play action fake, they throw. It's deep down the far side. It's Milwaukee again. Senior's got plenty of time here. Gonna air it out. Deep down the near sideline. Coleman is open. Touchdown, Londonderry. All right, hello everyone, and welcome here to Londonderry. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for this 2022 NHIAA Division I semifinal between the Pinkerton Astros and the Londonderry Lancers. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, a highly anticipated rematch of a Week 4 regular season meeting on this field that went Londonderry's way. Both teams trying to punch their ticket to face Bedford in the 2022 Division I NHIAA Football Championship next weekend. Sun is out, temperatures in the lower 40s, the wind is whipping, typical November football weather here on a Saturday late in the month. Both these teams, Steve, as we know, very familiar with one another. Both head coaches are friendly off the field, but all that stuff out the window here for the next 48 minutes.
No question, Nick. This game has been kind of named. You hear people talk about it as Mac Black 2.
Right.
Because when these two teams these communities shop at the same markets, they go to the same mall, they see each other all the time, and then it's always good when you have one town that used to go to the people don't realize Londonderry used to go to Pinkerton Academy years ago, so there's some prior generations that are all connected to both schools, and a lot of community pride in both. We saw that when we were at Pinkerton Academy last week against BG. Great game. I expect nothing less here, Nick. You've got a solid, tested running offense against a spread offense that still loves to run the football. These coaches know and respect each other, but boy, when it gets on the field, the competition is fierce. No less with the players as the Pinkerton Astros enter the field, Nick. I would the Pinkerton Astros team right now is not the same team that Londonderry faced the first game of the year. I give Coach O'Reilly and his crew a lot of credit for bringing these guys up to speed.
Only one in-state loss for Pinkerton, and that was on this field in week number 4. They went 7-2 overall. The other loss out of state against Brockton. Londonderry, they ran the table against in-state opponents. They did lose one game back in week number 2.
That was top teams in the state.
Bishop Hendricken down in Rhode Island. Other than that, no problem for Coach Lozon's Lancers. In this postseason, Pinkerton already 2 wins under their belt. They both came on their home field. First round win over Spalding, no problem there, 35-20. And then last week, sneaking out a win over Bishop Curtin, 14-12. Londonderry, they had the bye after winning the Central Conference. They faced Merrimack in the quarterfinal round last week. Tomahawks gave them all they could handle, just a 7-0 game at halftime. Londonderry made some things happen defensively, ended up winning the football game 21-7.
Had a nice conversation with Coach Lozon before the game down on the field, and he personally feels that facing Merrimack and the test they gave him is really good, keeps them battle tested.
Right. All right, take a break. When we come back, time for the pageantry. Londonderry awaiting. Should be on the field here momentarily. We'll bring that to you, as well as the coin toss, a live rendition of the national anthem, and then game time at the top of the hour. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration, and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, back here at Lancer Park, Nick Anastas, Steve Beals on the eve of the battle as Pinkerton and Londonderry meet up for another installment of this long-running rivalry. Of course, it was a one-sided rivalry for quite a long time. Pinkerton getting the upper edge. However, the last 6 have gone to Londonderry. Coach Lozon trying to guide the program to a 3rd Division I state championship in the last 4 years, just 2 wins away. And we know it starts on the offensive side, at least, with the senior quarterback, Drew Heenan, who is battle-tested, a film rat, as we understand, very close with Coach Lozon, and a gamer when it all boils down to it.
Absolutely, Nick. He's all of those things for sure. One of the things I remember is last year when their quarterback Washington went down and Drew came in for the first time in the second half to fill. You could just see the connection that he had with the players around him. He was very successful and actually made a fairly decent comeback against Pinkerton in that game. And you knew that that wasn't a typical transfer of a quarterback with a wide gap. Drew just took it over and just picked up where Washington left off, and look at where he is. I came home in my home in Londonderry and saw a big spread in the paper about Drew, the local paper. It was very well done and really pays tribute to him as a player, the time and effort that he puts in, the versatility he has. And if you would look at the numbers and didn't watch Drew play, you'd say, oh, you'd never draft a guy like that. But, boy, when you take the heart, the effort, the skill, and the raw talent that he has just to read receivers down the field in a 5-10, whatever build, it's really, really impressive. And he deserves that, but he gives a lot of credit to his other players. He's got a great receiver there, Nick, that you picked out early in that championship game on the call there last year. Coleman, what a terrific receiver he has turned out to be.
Yeah, Andrew Coleman. A lot of speed, 6 feet, 160 pounds. Senior should be an active part of the game plan today for the Lancers. On the other side for Pinkerton, they're led by junior co-captain Tim Hersham, listed at 6'4". Started for the first time at the beginning of the season. Spoke to Coach O'Reilly earlier this week. He said, you know what, he's experienced as they come at this point with 11 games under his belt. And just passing the eye test routinely as well. Looks like he's been getting better by the game. Yeah, he's 6'4" build, has all of those the sort of the height and the characteristics that you're looking for traditionally on paper for a quarterback. But when Londonderry opened, when we opened that game with Londonderry, I saw a lot of Hersham really struggling in that game. The offensive line was out of sync. We talked to Coach O'Reilly on Gridiron Thursday night, and he just said that it's just been a slow but steady progression, and he really felt that Hersham, his offensive line specifically, really developed in that Brockton game. They really came out of that tough competition. I'll give it back to you, Nick. It sounds to me like Londonderry is going to make its entrance. Yeah, the players starting to line up along the track, making their way slowly down. Always a dramatic entrance.
Always.
They're at Lancer Park with the loud music. The cheerleaders down on the field, ready to welcome on the players. And again, crowd continuing to build. We expect several thousand here this afternoon.
They're coming in.
There's a strong showing from the Londonderry student section. They are, for the most part, dressed in black. A few of them donning hockey helmets as well. And for Pinkerton, they made the short drive across town lines from Derry to Londonderry. They are assembled in their red and whites along the far side of the field. And, of course, really standing room only at this point. All right, here is Trevor Weinman leading the home team onto the field through the end zone, waving that Londonderry flag. The defending champion Lancers looking for back-to-back D1 titles. And again, their third championship in 4 years. Here they come.
A lot of pride with both of these teams, but Londonderry really is into pregame ceremonies, Nick. They do a terrific job.
Got the band here. We have both bands here today. Two of the better, more respected, more acclaimed marching bands statewide. Both, I believe, scheduled to perform at halftime. Pinkerton quietly getting ready in their own right in the end zone off to our right. Londonderry settling in here on the home sideline on the near side where most of the Londonderry fan base has settled in.
Both of these coaches, Nick, tend to have a calmness. Once you could see it on Thursday night with both coaches. They're all business. They're very focused. They understand that you do your work that week, and then it's really up to the execution of their players on the field. Both of these teams have the very coveted benefit of having competition for every single position. Talking to Coach Lozon, they do that all the way back in the spring where they start moving players up based on the hard work and the effort they put in. And Coach O'Reilly has done the same sort of things for years of really building up the sense that you have to perform at your highest level every week in order to get on the football field. And no surprise, they're both here in the semifinals again.
Captains meeting at midfield.
The umpire is Richard Brownlee. The headlinesman is
4 each way. One of them injured from Pinkerton, as we know. That's sophomore Caden Mishu in street clothes, number 20 in white, joined by Hersom. And the two senior running backs, Jake Albert, Cole Yanako, both contributors at the program at the varsity level since really day one. Both getting action as freshmen, and here they are as seniors, two of the best running backs in the state. Quite the duo out of the backfield for Coach O'Reilly. And then the men in the blue sweaters, Drew Heenan. We mentioned him, number 10 on the right side of the screen. Got Trevor Weinman, who led the troops out. He's a wide receiver / linebacker. And one of the better trench players, Mike Sampson, has really had a solid senior year out there as well. And the fourth Londonderry captain is Andrew Susi, 6-foot linebacker. Referee tonight, Jim Pressure. Today,
he and his crew did a great job, Nick. The last game we saw them, he's got a good group there to work with, and we got some heavy hitters. Some of these we saw, I believe it was over in Exeter last week. And
experienced crew did a good job in that.
Did a good job.
Quarterfinal game.
You know, you talk about Mishu earlier. Ty Miles not in the game as well, got injured early in the season. Both of those players, one for Pinkerton, one for Bedford, a big part. Right. Coaches love both of those players. It's great to see that they've been staying along with the team and being a part of it. Ty Miles, he's got the opportunity to come back next year. But right now, I expect turnovers to always be a big part of these two teams when they play. But these are very different styles for sure. I would expect these offensive line trench warfare on both sides of the ball to be outstanding.
All right, coin toss in the books. Londonderry won the toss, deferred to the second half, so the Lancers will kick. All right, let's go down to the field for a live rendition of the national anthem.
Our national anthem by the world-renowned Londonderry Lancer High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Serge Jolio.
Well, there it is.
Flawless.
The national anthem by the Londonderry Marching Band under coordinator Serge Bolio. Band director doing a great job as always. We'll hear from them at halftime, along with the Pinkerton Band as well.
You feel like you're going to a college game. You close your eyes, you wake up, you realize it's the Londonderry Marching Band. They are fantastic.
All right. Londonderry in their home blues, the number 1 overall seed. Again, a regular season record of 8-1 overall. The lone loss against Rhode Island's Bishop Hendricken. Quarterfinal victory of 21-7 over Merrimack. Pinkerton 2-0 in this tournament.
But a close game.
Wins over Spalding and BG last week. After a 7-2 regular season campaign, the lone in-state loss. On this field in week number 4. All right, the dangerous Jake Albert. One of those deep for Pinkerton in their road whites this afternoon. Albert in communication with Jackson Collins, his classmate. And here we go. Kick off the right foot of Jack Drabick. We're underway. It's a squib. It's up the middle. It's Matt Fioli, one of the upmen. He's going to give Pinkerton good starting field position here across the 40 on this grass field, up to about the 43-yard line, and that is where we will see Tim Hersom. Took over for 3-year starter Nate Campos in the offseason. Makes his 12th start at the varsity level this afternoon. Leading this ground attack. Should see some play action mixed in over the course of the game, but back in week 4, Hersom opened his initial series with 3 straight pass attempts. Going to go to the ground, but somebody moved early. We get a flag, and this one is blown dead.
Well, it is loud here. Yep. It is loud. That's not how you want to start your drive right there. They really started out with very good field position. Nice run by the returner, but to grab an extra 10 yards. But this is not the direction you want to go. But at least it's first down. If you're going to have a motion penalty, you'd really want that on first down.
It's going to set up first and 15 from their own 37-yard line.
The sun, maybe mid-November, but the sun is strong here.
It's out, and it's angling down in our eyes here, at least for the moment. Here's a fumble on the opening handoff. Pinkerton, I think, able to get it back and recover.
I think you're going to see he
They
slipped
do. That's
there.
Albert.
Looked to me like he slipped on the field, Nick. We're going to see it here.
And then the timing off on the handoff. You see there, Albert on his way to the ground.
Ground gave way.
Fortunately for Pinkerton, the senior able to recover. So 2nd down and 15 here. Astros just trying to run a successful play at this point. Hersom on the play action. Sampson providing pressure. He escapes, slips near side. One more to beat. Pedrick from behind is going to drag him down. That's Nate Pedrick, one of these senior leaners, the linebacker, with his first tackle of the afternoon. Hersom, though, does make something out of nothing there. Picked up 3 to set up a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, he picked up 3, and he was able to get out of the pocket there. He did have a quick grab on the defender, had a quick grab on the back of his jersey, Nick, but he was able to break it. But when you're on the 40-yard line to start, this is not the way that you wanted to start your first offensive. Let's see what he can do. Looking for some men downfield. Looks to me, Nick, like the field conditions, the players are struggling just a little bit to get traction. We'll see how that plays out throughout the day.
The center, Adam Day, breaks the huddle for Pinkerton. The junior, who did not play the first go-round between these two teams, had mono early in the season, missed the first 4 games. Counter handoff, nowhere.
Wow.
Weinman at the line of scrimmage is going to drop Albert for no gain, and it looks like Pinkerton's going 3 and out.
Weinman is the emotional leader of this football team. He carries the flag out on the field, Nick, gets everybody riled up, and he is a very inspired player, and he inspires his defense around him as well. I know that Coach Lozon thinks the world of him and really expects a lot from Mr. Weinman to perform on his defense and keep the lead. That was just a great job on a counter of covering it.
The dangerous Anthony Amaro, who we saw run back an opening kick to the house.
Yep.
Back in week number 4. He's the punt returner deep for Londonderry with his feet at the 25-yard line. Fioli, the punter, gets this one high in the air. It's down the middle of the field. It's going to take a bounce inside the 30, roll
Ooh.
inside the 25.
Yeah, there's no need of him being there. For Londonderry, he wants to get way away from that ball. If he's not going to, he should be running the other way.
Amaro able to get
Almost
out of the
touched
way
it. Yeah.
at the last second. Londonderry will take over.
Drew Heenan.
On their opening drive, we get a look at the senior, Drew Heenan.
Blowing up records here in Londonderry, Nick, on his passing. And
he'll be in control of this pistol offense as he was for the postseason run last year. As you mentioned, took over midseason for senior quarterback Aiden Washington. Washington missed the remainder of the campaign due to an injury. Heenan able to fill in admirably, guide the Lancers to the promised land, and now looking to do the same as a senior. Going to hand off here on 1st and 10. This is Andrew Susi, one of the co-captains.
wow.
Snubbed out at the line of scrimmage. Coming up out of the secondary is Casey Dennis, the 5'9 defensive back. Senior with a good tackle there for Pinkerton.
Good sign for Pinkerton on their defense. They're swarming to the football. That's extremely important for this defense to make a stand in this situation where their offense wasn't going to get rolling. Both of these offense want as many chances, and great defenses do that. Nice job.
3 minutes in.
Good
Londonderry's
containment.
opening drive. They did get 2. 2nd down and 8. Wyman in motion. Snap taken. They pitch to Wyman near side, looking for an alley. Cuts around.
First down.
Made Albert miss, but does pick up the first down. Cut down eventually by Patrick Waldron, again out of the secondary for Pinkerton.
Yeah, you're just going to see great blocking here. Watch him as he rolls out. That's just great blocking. Andrew Susi getting in there, giving a nice outside block. Terrific job.
Susi going to stay on the field as the tail here in the pistol. 1st and 10. Londonderry at their own 34. High snap. Heenan fakes the handoff. Trots to the left side. Makes his way over the 40 before he's wrestled down by Fioli at about the 42.
That's exactly what Londonderry's looking for there, Nick. Get Drew Heenan in the game. Get his blockers out in front of him. When he runs the ball, he's just like having a running back. It's a great asset to have. That gives you one more lead blocker in front, and he knows how to read his blocks and follow.
4 minutes gone by. First quarter, an 8-yard pickup on that last run. We get a look for the first time at Jake Sheena. Another kid with some speed, 5'9 junior, into the game for the first time now at tailback. Heenan again takes the snap. Hand to Sheena. Sheena going to prod and then lower the shoulder up to the 45 for a gain of 3 and a first down.
Londonderry more than willing to move the sticks like that, control the football, early time in the game. That's why I say this does have a strong spread element to it, Nick, but they are very run-oriented out of it, and they do a terrific job with their blocking schemes. They're very disciplined blockers. They know how to get proper angles. Everybody knows their assignment.
Pinkerton going to rotate some defensive linemen. The man who just made the tackle, Luke DeLange, 6'1 junior, going to head off the field. Pinkerton, 3-down lineman here. 1st and 10 Londonderry approaching midfield. They keep it with Heenan. Heenan with room. First down and then some. Into Pinkerton territory all the way down to the Astro 40-yard line for a gain of 15.
This game comes down to tackling and blocking. Both of these teams are heralded for being excellent at both of those right now. Londonderry getting everybody in the right place at the point of attack, which is opening up running room for Heenan to get started, get accelerating, and boy, he's tough to bring down. He's a low center of gravity.
Approaching the midway point already here in this first quarter. Pinkerton, if you're just joining us, received the opening kickoff but went 3 and out. Londonderry here on their opening drive, which began at their own 23, now at the Pinkerton 40. Snap taken, Heenan calls his own number again. Dennis puts his arms around him and brings him down about 2 yards downfield, down about the 37-yard line. Set up a 2nd down and 8-second tackle for Dennis.
Tackle by number 5, Casey Dennis.
Oh, you know, Heenan, the dual threat, can run, likes to run, as you've highlighted, Steve. Looks for contact and got a great touch on his passes as well. We've seen him go deep. Haven't seen it yet this afternoon. Londonderry stuck to the ground here so far on this opening game as we hit the midway point, opening drive, as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Sheena going to stay in. He's to the right of the quarterback. Again, pistol snap, fake handoff. Heenan lowers that shoulder, Find some room up the middle, down inside the 35 to the 34 when it's all said and done. So now Pinkerton a chance for their defense to come up with a stop here. 3rd down and 4 on the way for Londonderry.
Defense did a nice job there the last 2 plays, filling in a little better, getting off the ball a little bit better as well. They were getting beaten on cadence, and it was opening up, creating that wind, if you will, of the line of scrimmage that Londonderry's been able to have. Last 2 plays there did a good job. Still, footing, Nick, to me, looks tough out there on both sides.
Grass field chopped up a little bit.
Yeah.
Coming up in 5 minutes, Wyman in motion. Snap taken, Heenan runs to the left. Pitch to Wyman along the sideline. He's got the first down. Down to the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds by Albert. Another good pitch there.
Just a very good pitch, yeah.
Good execution, and Wyman able to lower the shoulder on his second carry and move the sticks for Londonderry.
Let's break down that execution. You see right there that Drew Heenan knows exactly when to start. Watch him fake up the middle, up inside, fakes that little stutter step, then pitches it out.
Got a flag here, Steve.
Really?
Quietly.
That is a quiet but huge flag.
I think it came in late, and it looks like it's against Londonderry. Again, our referee this afternoon.
Did he say it was a hold?
Is James Pressure. Not sure. No announcement yet.
Okay.
That's a hold against the running back, Jake Sheena. And that's a costly one for Londonderry. Their first penalty this afternoon. It's going to wipe out a first down.
These are those plays we talk about it all the time that you remember later if they have impact.
3rd down and 9. Snap, Heenan. He's got time. Looking. He's going to throw it in the ground. Incomplete.
Yep.
Trying to find Sheena, a little flare out on that far side, but it was well covered.
Space. I thought he had a little space there on the lead, but it was risky because when you throw that ball out in the wind, it can sometimes get sucked up. Drew Heenan's been there, done that, understands it's important to run his offense conventionally with high percentage opportunities.
So the incompletion brings up 4th down and 9. Londonderry looks like they're going to go for it. Another hard count, and now Heenan looks over at Coach Lozon.
Cat and mouse, here we go.
Yep.
These two teams, you see it all the time.
A lot of communication pre-snap, and looks like Londonderry just changed the play.
Yep.
4th down and 9.
Look to the left side here.
High snap, 2-step drop, steps in, throws deep. He's got Amaro, and the catch is made inside the 10. Amaro tackled at the 5-yard line. Londonderry, a big 4th down conversion, is going to set up a 1st and goal for the Lancers.
Well, you're going to see here, he got hit just as he released it, but boy, he's got some finger roll in this ball. Watch this. Wow. Right in his shoulder was a defensive, and he hit a strike and got some separation. What a terrific execution there on both sides. Good focus by the receiver. Who was that?
Amaro able to pull it in.
Yep.
Good 2-hand catch. Get some congratulations from his teammates as he heads to the home sideline. So now Londonderry in a spot to strike first here. Ball at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Coming up at 4 minutes to go first quarter. This drive for Londonderry began all the way back at their own 23-yard line. Snap taken. Handoff. Susi hit in the backfield and spun down for a loss.
Yeah, Susi.
Couple of Astros there immediately.
He shot a vector there, Nick, defensively. Watch this on the replay. You're going to see he just shoots the vector. He finds a hole. Here we go.
Junior linebacker Ryan Placey.
Look at that.
The
Nice
first
job.
on the scene. Fioli over there as well.
Okay.
2nd down and 7. It's a 2-yard loss. 2nd and goal, rather, from the 7.
You got another good look at the pass there. Drew was literally had the guy right in his face, but he found a lane to throw that ball. That's a big play in the game.
We've seen that a few times this season.
Yep.
Heenan calls his own number, runs to the left side, looking for the goal line. He's tripped up a little bit short. Not sure.
I'm going to guess
who got him there.
2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah. Lynch giving credit on the stop, but looked like the momentum brought Heenan down to the ground. So it's 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line as we move inside of 3 minutes here first quarter. It's Londonderry's opening drive. The home team trying to get on the board first. Amaro back onto the field for Londonderry. Going to line up wide to the right. And again, Coach Lozon continuing to flash the hand signals to his senior quarterback. Wing back to the right. 3rd and goal. Heenan. Handoff. It's a counter. They come near side.
They think
Londonderry
it's in.
scores a touchdown.
Well, that was a gutsy call on 4th down. And let's go back to the decision that Drew Heenan made not to throw that pass on 3rd down. It was very evident, Nick, that they were going on 4th down anyway once they're in their territory. Drew knew it. He held back, and then he comes back and slings one into Amaro's hands deep in, and then they come down to score. Very impressive drive here.
So Weinman, the 3-yard touchdown run. Got Londonderry on the board. The extra point try is up. And good by Jack Drabick. 7-0 Londonderry. 2:27 to go, first quarter. The Lancers cap off a 73-yard drive with a 3-yard touchdown run by the senior Trevor Weinman. And these home fans like the start that the Lancers have gotten off to. Of course, that drive highlighted by the big 4th and 9 completion.
Yeah, and not without a little adversity on a holding call and set them back. But I think the thing that was interesting to me is you can see there must have been a lot of pregame discussion because Drew, as soon as that 3rd down, he just threw it away. He knew at that point they were going on 4th. So game plan so far working to task for the Londonderry Lancers right now. Let's see where Pinkerton and the Astros get a second shot here at receiving the ball. One of the things they want to do is they want to answer here. When you're away, you have to answer. Can't get 2 scores behind. Just digs a really deep hole.
Pinkerton's first drive ended with a 3-and-out. Drabick, short kick far side. Went off the mask of Jackson Collins. Picked up with one hand by the sophomore Matt Morrison, who doesn't find a whole lot of room to his right. He's tackled just outside the 25-yard line.
Yep.
Good stop there by Londonderry's Matt Carroll. So, second drive for Tim Hersom in the offense. Again, the opening drive never quite got off on the right foot. They had a procedure penalty and then nearly lost the football on a botched handoff. Set him up for 3rd and long, really right off the bat. So trying to get some positive yards here on 1st down. They go to Morrison, and he's going to lose yardage.
Yeah, they're just losing the line of scrimmage here, Nick.
Seth Doyon, Jr. coming up on the edge for the tackle there for Londonderry.
Yeah, the Lancers just getting penetration, not line of scrimmage is really never, doesn't look like that they're moving forward. They're having cadence benefit. They should have it. They should be the ones off the ball first. Let's see if they can improve that. I don't know if it's the crowd or what, but we'll keep an eye on that.
It's loud here, several thousand in attendance on 2nd and 11, a left side run. Going to go back up to about the 30-yard line. Not bad there. First carry for Cole Yanako, the senior.
Yep.
Scores kind of the bruising back, the between the tackles back for Londonderry. Scored 5 touchdowns in a game this season that we saw. Scored one last week against Bishop Girton as well. He picks up 5 officially to set up a 3rd down and 6 here as we approach the final minute of this first quarter. Pinkerton looking for their first down. They won't get it here as Albert is stuffed. Trying to find a crack up the middle. All he found was a wall of blue. Several Lancers, including the safety Dylan Risley, in on the stop there for Londonderry.
Well, it becomes very demoralizing, Nick. You're so used to every single game being able to handle the line of scrimmage and do a good job, and then all of a sudden you come and everything is just everything's plugged up there in the middle. I'm really surprised they didn't go off tackle there because it looked to me like they had a lot of personnel in the middle. But nevertheless, they're going to have to kick it away again. The defense for Pinkerton's going to have to come up strong.
Fioli, his second punt. Down the middle, Amaro catches. No fair catch is given. He's hit immediately as a result. Dennis right in his face, but Amaro, able to hold on. No return, but still good starting field position for the second drive here for the home team. Londonderry takes over at their own 45 with now 18 seconds remaining in the opening frame.
Yep. It's a little bit reminiscent so far of the first game we saw where it's just Pinkerton's having some trouble, obviously moving the ball, but having some drops on the kick returns and some minor errors along the way. They just don't seem in sync. We'll see what they can do if they can get the ball back again.
3-man front for Pinkerton, 1st and 10 Londonderry. Play action. Heenan with time, throws near side. It's up in the air. It's up for grabs, and it's Wyman.
Wow.
Makes a juggling catch.
What an effort.
Had the defender, Matt Carroll, on his backside. Sorry, the defender, Matt Morrison, on his backside. Didn't matter. Good concentration. A first down for Londonderry.
Watch the quality of that Morrison does on defense here. I mean, he is back. He's right with his receiver. He's got a good bit on it, got good arm bar, and then just Wyman just comes back for the ball.
Londonderry hoping for one more snap here. They won't get it off. That's the end of the first quarter.
Wow.
The Lancers took their opening drive, 77 yards, capped it off with a 3-yard touchdown run from Trevor Wyman, and that is where we are, 7-0 after 12 minutes here at Lancer Park. Londonderry looking to add to their lead when we come back. Second quarter around the corner. You are watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Division I semifinals right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, first quarter in the books here in Londonderry. The Lancers, the defending Division I champions, a 7-0 lead on the board. Trevor Wyman finding pay dirt to cap off Londonderry's opening drive. A drive highlighted by a 4th and 9 conversion through the air that set up 1st and goal. Pinkerton, they've sputtered twice now when they've had the football. 2 3-and-outs in that first quarter. Well, as we pick up the second, Londonderry looking to make some headway here at the Astro 35-yard line. Snap, handoff, right side run. Susi cut down by Dennis about a yard deep behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1.
Yeah, Susi got the memo that it's a semifinals game today, Nick. He's been on fire. Let's see if he can continue to inspire, but he's locked in right now in the zone defensively.
Dennis, you mean?
Huh?
Dennis, Casey Dennis.
Casey Dennis, excuse me. He's just played. I apologize for that.
He's got 3 or 4 tackles already.
When that happens, he is out. Dennis has just been fabulous. He's reading extremely well, reacting.
One of these seniors hoping to extend their career one more game. Both teams hoping to advance to next Saturday's Division I championship game. The Bedford Bulldogs, after a 32-0 win last night against Timberlane, await the winner. Meanwhile, Susi spun down, trying to find room off the left tackle.
This is really important situation of the game for Pinkerton. They're on what? Pinkerton's 30-yard line, 33, 34-yard line, 32. Big time for Pinkerton here to make a stop. I'm sure, given what we saw before there, Nick, now even with a 7-point lead, it's 4-down territory for the Lancers.
3rd and 7 here coming up. Ball just outside the 32-yard line. Coach Lozon again in direct communication with his signal caller. Coach, of course, played quarterback himself
for West
back in the mid-2000s. Back to throw. Quick strike. Coleman drops the football incomplete.
Those are the plays that Lancers normally get, and there was a lot of room. If you see the kick-out block here, that was a referee's call. The block came early, but the referee said both of those guys were in their proper lanes, so they're not going to call that in that situation. It wasn't a block. It was just 2 players colliding. Very different than if he's actively trying to block him, which he is, but he's doing it in a stealth way, playing within the rules.
Fourth down. Londonderry looks like they are going to go for it.
We saw that with Bedford last night. They were doing a terrific job with bang-bang blocking as the receiver was receiving the pass.
4 receiver set. Pinkerton with press coverage here on Coleman down low. Going to throw to him anyway. No, it's a man out in the slot. Complete. This is Carroll.
They did it.
Going to be stopped shy. It's Morrison on the tackle. A good one-on-one stop by the sophomore. It's going to leave Londonderry a little bit short, and Pinkerton going to take over.
That is exactly what we were just talking about that the Astros needed to do, Nick. Quiets the crowd down. You've done something. You've leveled the playing field, if you will, on defense here. You've done what you need to get it in the offense's hand, but the offense has got to find a way to move the ball. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised here, Nick, if we saw some off-tackle stuff, and because the inside counters aren't working, nor is any inside running, I would expect to see that.
1st and 10, Astros take over.
That's exactly what we're seeing.
At their own 27, they look for room outside, but Morrison is wrapped up on the edge. That's Jack Drabick. Said his name already as the kicker, but showing you what he can do defensively there.
Yeah, these are very multi-talented group of players here in this Londonderry team, as is the Astros, Nick, but the nature of swarming on defense, that you're never out of the play, is something that just it's in the DNA of this defense. You saw it last night with Bedford, same thing, just exploding to the football.
Astros looking for their first down here. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And off stretch, Albert, dragged down by Pedrick.
Fast.
Another loss as he stopped back at the 22-yard line.
And he is pumped up.
Pedrick's second tackle.
That's a big one right there.
One of their better all-around athletes. He's a star for the lacrosse team in the spring as well, but boy, he's come with the right attitude this afternoon. Second tackle for a loss from Pedrick.
How can you not?
And now a 3rd and 14 facing Pinkerton as they're in danger of going 3 and out yet again.
Ryan Pemberton doing a fantastic job inside.
He's the nose tackle.
Yep.
Here's a run, right side. This is Yanako, and he's not going to find much. Looking for the original line of scrimmage. Gets back up to about the 27, maybe the 28. Wyman in there on the stop. He's the last man up from the pile. And again, Pinkerton facing a 4th and 10. They will punt the football here.
Yeah, Pemberton, I just commented him on earlier, coming off the field with this well-deserved rest. He is doing an incredible job. He's drawing doubles, which is allowing his linebackers to get some gaps in there, to get some green vision through the holes, and to be able to chase from the backside. They're doing a great job at that as well.
As you mentioned, Pemberton, his brother.
Whoa!
Here's a block. Loose football far side. It's scooped up by Londonderry, and Seth Doyon is going to bring it to the house for a touchdown. Special teams checking in here 4 minutes into the second quarter. The block punt leads to Londonderry's second touchdown, and it's 13-0.
I've been saying it all year, Nick. The focus on special teams and a sense of pride in what they do on special teams is part of the Londonderry Lancer team. And I've been saying all year long, they put focus, but they're also, to my opinion, the best in Division I at it.
That's Cam Brutus on the block, number 13 in blue. Doyon able to scoop and score. And just like that, it's 13-0. Kick up and good from Drabick makes it 14-0.
And they always have impact in some way, Nick, in the game. And there you see it. Just an incredible effort. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. They're executing to high level. Special teams isn't something you do, it's something you excel at on this team. And when we've seen this team, and even in the other games that I've been able to review on other films, Nick, their special teams are always cashing in and checking into the game. And I don't know how many points they've received. I'll bet you there's a lot. But they've also changed field position in games, changed possessions in games, and given Drew Heenan and his offense opportunities to get down into the end zone.
We know Coach Lozon and his staff put a lot of time.
They do.
A lot of hours at practice into the special teams part of the game, take it very seriously, and they've really set the standard statewide over the last few seasons. A prime example on display there, the block punt by Brutus, the recovery by Doyon.
Yep.
And it's 14-0. Astros scratching their heads here 4 minutes into the second quarter, trying trying to figure out a way to move the football here coming up after 3 straight 3-and-outs.
You don't see kicks blocked like that. I mean, that wasn't tipped. That was completely smothered.
Right.
He got in really early.
Going to kick it to Albert's left. He feels it on one hop, makes his way to the 20, makes a man
He's
miss,
got a
gets a
lane.
block, 25 across the 30, up to the 35.
Nice run back.
Where he's tackled at the 37-yard line around the waist by Amaro. But a good return there from Albert. Jake, a starter since day one as a freshman. Came on the scene rather unexpectedly and has never looked back. Injured a bit last year as a junior. In fact, missed most of the season.
Yep.
Came back healthy this year as a senior, and Steve has really been outstanding. Pinkerton's got to find a way to get him more involved.
Yeah, I mean, off
He's been
tackle.
bottled up.
Yeah, every game we've seen Pinkerton, they've been able to get the blocking downfield outside and give Jake a run.
They fake to Albert. They keep it with Yanako.
Wow, the recovery, the vision, the recovery.
Wildcat spoiled there by a number of defenders, including Pedrick.
Yeah, the scrapes that's going on here by the linebackers. Nice job, staying square. I talk about that all the time. Don't give up either side of your hips. Stay square to the line until you're approaching and see the ball. And you can tell they're well practiced on that skill.
Yanako going to stay in at quarterback here. Hand to Albert. Albert hit at the line of scrimmage as he tries to turn the corner. Doyon and company there.
Well, you just can't screen this defense out, Nick. Albert had a nice lane there to run, and then all of a sudden, as soon as he gets the line of scrimmage, he's got 4 Lancers there waiting to accept him. When did you see that this year with Jake Albert? It's always been, he's down the field 7-8 yards. It's just the speed and the swarming nature of this defense. Everybody plays 110 every play, and they have the techniques to get free defensively.
3rd and 9. Yanako going to throw his first pass of the afternoon. Hits Albert in the near flat, and Albert is crushed just across the 40-yard line. Pedrick again.
Watch it here.
In the area. Connor Williams, the junior defensive back there as well.
Watch
for Londonderry.
this. You're going to see 4 defenders on the receiver. It's almost like they know the play. 1, 2, 3. 3 defenders like that, and then the 4th coming in. It's just the speed of this defense is just incredible. Let's call it what it is.
The reputation they've garnered. They're fast, they're relentless,
intelligent,
and they come in pursuit in droves.
Yeah.
As we have seen here, forcing now a 4th straight 4-and-out. There's the punt. It's short from Fioli, takes a bounce in traffic. It's going to roll dead without a return at the Londonderry 37-yard line. That is where the Londonderry offense will come back onto the field.
So let's talk. The defense, yes, good drive down the field. The Londonderry Lancers, they're gonna score. They're gonna make points, right? No, we know that. But the Astros defense got the ball back for the offense, and then it's a punt that they score that. So the defense forced Londonderry to work it down the field, almost stopped them a couple times, wasn't easy. They make a stop. So the defense is here, but they've got to keep giving that offense the ball back if they can't let another score in here, Nick, with 5:51 left go in the half.
Just past the midway point, 2nd quarter. 3rd drive for Londonderry. The first ended with a touchdown. The second was a turnover on downs as they were denied on 4th down. Meanwhile, Heenan going to weave his way up the middle for 5, maybe 6. Stopped by the Astros' Marcus Centeno, the junior defensive lineman, but not before a gain of 6. Set up a 2nd and 4.
Plenty of game left here, but the defense, great defenses, keep teams in games so their offense can turn things around. We'll see what they can do here.
2nd and 4.
Counter.
The blitz up the middle, and that's going to pay off for
Nice
Pinkerton.
cover.
Fioli able to crash the party through the A gap along with Dennis. They take down Sheena in the backfield for a 3, maybe a 4-yard loss. And now a 3rd and 9 on the way with 5 minutes to go before halftime.
Well, that's what they need out of their defense. They got to give Hersham and his offensive crew as many opportunities to get it right. Very important 4:55 running clock. Get the ball back if they can, and don't let any more damage happen, and maybe get 3 or 6 or 7 before the half ends. That's going to be really important, I think, for them to get on the board.
Here's a timeout.
Yeah.
First one either way, it's called by Londonderry. Our broadcast today brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the Seacoast, visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, that showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Ghost Energy. Ghost is a sports nutrition brand that's designed to empower users to be seen beyond the walls of the gym. So be seen with Ghost Energy. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
I still have problems with that, Nick. Be seen with Ghost Energy.
A little bit of an oxymoron,
yes,
but a memorable slogan.
Oh, great pass by Heenan.
Wyman slips, though, after making the catch. Heeman just barely got that off. Paid the price, was hit by Yanako upon the release. Wyman on 3rd and long is stopped for no gain. 4th down and 9 coming up here.
I talked about at the beginning of the game. It looks to me like the field condition a little spongy. I walked out there with Matt, our cameraman. We walked over to his camera, and it was very spongy. And you could just tell this time of year, you get a couple frosts, Nick, come in, and all of a sudden the root systems begin to loosen.
Yep.
You don't get the evaporation to dry out the field, and it just kind of pulls in with that big rainstorm we had a couple days ago, and it's definitely affected the footing here for both teams.
Good stand by the Astro defense there to force the punt. Going to get the ball back here with inside of 4 minutes. Drabick at his own 25. Or make it Weinman the punter.
Ooh, that was
just barely
almost
gets
blocked.
it off. Fielded on the fly by Albert. Splits 2 defenders at his own 40. And is taken out at about the 41-yard line.
Well, I mean, you see Albert got a little lane there, and then all of a sudden it closes up. It's just like...
doesn't last long.
Doesn't last long. It closes, and they contain, and they swarm, tackle. Just no lanes for Albert to break through after the initial 5 or 6 yards upfield.
All right. Astros still looking for their first down here. They go back to Tim Hersom, who was on the sideline for that last series. Handoff to Morrison, right side, nowhere to go.
Just controlling the defensive side, the line of scrimmage, Nick. They're in the backfield, some of them. They're at least at the line of scrimmage, but most importantly, there's no the blockers don't have an angle on these guys. They are sitting there, square hips, broke down, ready to follow the man with the ball, and they bring them down.
They've been able to bottle up
anything
that Pinkerton has thrown their way, including the sophomore Morrison, who went over 100 yards last week in the win over Bishop Girton. Today, 3 carries, -3 yards. Down to 3 minutes. Look out! Pass in the flat. Blown up by Weinman as he drills Albert. And Pinkerton going the wrong way. That's a 5-yard loss.
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, he was on him. I mean, they recognize Albert's value. And somebody else is going to have to step up and make something happen in order to force that defense to react in some way. But right now, it's all systems go to cover Albert every single play, whether he has the ball or not, whether they think he's going to get it or not, he's going to be covered. You've got to make something else happen.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in this fast-moving first half. Londonderry a 14-0 lead.
Yeah.
Pinkerton facing a 3rd and 17. They stay on the ground. Morrison, right side run. Met on the edge by Pemberton. Sampson, Pedrick, you name it. A number of defenders in the area, and now a whistle and a timeout Londonderry. Coach Lozon going to use his second here to stop the clock with 2:12 to go. About to get the football back with Pinkerton facing a 4th and 17.
Now, Rodney Harrison said at one time when they were talking with those great defenses he played under Bill Belichick and the Patriots, that when your coaching staff puts you a defensive game plan where you know and you're ready to play that offensive set, and you know the plays ahead of time, and that's what's happening right here, is they are well trained to foil this offense for what they've been thrown at them so far, Nick. It's just they are to the ball so fast. As he said, it's just you know what's going to happen. You read the play, and then you react to it, and you find you and your brothers in a great place to make defensive big plays.
I don't think we've seen this all season.
No.
5 straight 3-and-outs to begin the football game.
Certainly not the Pinkerton Academy. Let's take a look at the team that Londonderry's playing today. Pinkerton Academy went toe-to-toe with Brockton, Massachusetts, the Brockton Boxers. That's how good they are. And Londonderry right now is holding, I don't know what the actual yardage is, but it's not much here with 2:12 left in the first half. That is not an easy task to shut down the Pinkerton Astros to this level.
Londonderry, they blocked one punt already. Almost do it again. Violi does get it off. Takes a bounce. Amaro is going to be spun down immediately by, guess who? Casey Dennis in there on the coverage for Pinkerton.
He is on fire today defensively, a bright spot for the Astros. But their defense, Nick, has given them the ball back now twice, at least twice, maybe 3 times. I think it's twice anyway.
Defense is hanging around.
Defense is hanging here.
Londonderry scored in their first possession.
7 points, that's it.
They went 77 yards. They capped off that opening drive with a 3-yard touchdown run from Trevor Wyman.
Yep.
The other touchdown came on special teams, as we highlighted, the block punt.
With the offense of Pinkerton on the field, kicking the ball away. So, well, I guess it's special teams, but anyway.
Heenan, the pitch. Sheena fields it above his helmet. Tries to make his way to the nearest sideline, but is tackled inbounds. Albert and Fioli cut him down just shy of the sideline. It's going to go for about 3. Clock continuing to move inside of 2 minutes.
Yeah, you've had a half of football. I know I talk about it all the time, but I'm going to say it again, a half of football where you don't even know the referees are in the game, at the game. And that's just how good this crew is. We saw it last week. This is a fantastic crew.
Just 1 penalty each way.
Exactly.
Referee Jim Pressure doing a good job. Here's Sheena. First down and then some. Far side, looks for a stiff arm, hops his way out of bounds just shy of the Astro 40-yard line. That's a gain of nearly 15 for Sheena.
I'm not sure. That may have been Winan that created that inside block. I want to see it again. But the edge was wide open. Then you see Coach O'Reilly still working to try to get his offense going here. Hasn't been able to yet, but there's a lot of game to go. And if his defense plays well, they can keep getting. Yeah, I think that was Wyman who made a great block. I'll tell you, that was a good tackle, Nick, to save a touchdown right there.
Wyman's got off to a good start. The touchdown, obviously, but doing a little bit of everything on both sides. Sheena on a screen. Looks for a block. Fioli wraps him up about 2 yards downfield at the 40-yard line. Coach Lozon going to use his third and final timeout here with 1:17 to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, both bands expected to perform on the field. We're already seeing Londonderry's band gather in the corner of the end zone. We'll have that on-field entertainment for you, and Steve and I will break down the first half, full stats, highlights, and analysis. Plus a look back at last night's other semifinal in Division I. Bedford, they get it done in big fashion over Timberlane. And oh yeah, we've got a Division II championship going on today between Souhegan and Pelham to visit as well. So
are you
all that
stealthing
coming up
that
at
score,
halftime.
Nick? Are you keeping that score from me, are you?
It's right in my pocket.
Attaboy, we're looking forward to seeing that one.
We'll get to that.
I believe we have the cheerleaders as well as the Lancer dancers at halftime, so it's going to be a halftime full of festivities. They do a great job here. Pinkerton does a great job. A lot of times the bands work together on numbers.
Right.
Even in the stiff competition and between these two programs and communities, they work together. And they have a couple of bands to be very, very proud of.
2 of the best in the state for sure. 2 of the best in the region for that matter. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 40-yard line. Londonderry would love to add another one before halftime. Lancer slated to receive the second half kickoff as well. They float it into the flat, and it's another first down. Matt Carroll, a couple of catches in this first half. That one goes for 13 in a first down.
Yeah, that was a late release route that he had. He looked at him all the time. Had Amaro downfield, and it took the defenders with him. Opened up that outside area for Heenan to pass to. Well-designed play, and he was able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. Very effective when you're trying to get. I think, if nothing else, what would you say, Nick? He probably, that kick with the wind the way it's going here, it's going left to right. I think he needs about 10 more yards to be within range.
Yeah, he would definitely get a little bit of a boost. There is a stiff breeze,
but in the 30s, he's done it.
1st and 10. Heenan with time down the middle, up for grabs, knocked away.
Great defensive play.
That's Dennis right there, able to bat it away with his right hand. Pass intended for Amaro.
He's having himself a game today. Boy, if I could get my roster out here.
Intended receiver Jaden Navarro, 6'1 junior.
The wind is
wind has picked up since game time, and it's a chilly wind as well. Temperature hovering around 40 degrees here in Londonderry.
Yeah.
Second down and 10. Heenan going to stay in this 4-receiver set, 2 to each side. Going to look to his right, throw it out of the slot. Catch made, ball on the ground, it goes out of bounds. Morrison poked it loose. Third catch for Carroll, the youngster fortunate that the pigskin ended up out of bounds. Does gain about 4 and sets up what looks like a 3rd and 6 coming up here with just outside of a minute to go in this first half.
You're going to see that on the replay there. Londonderry very fortunate that ball didn't lay there dead. It had a lot of motion behind it going out of bounds, and
it came out with some speed.
Defense of Pinkerton is really, really tightening up now, doing a good job.
Astros trying to keep their team in the game with a stop here. Again, it's an out. It's caught by Wyman, and he's wrestled down shy of the first down marker. Catch made by Trevor Wyman, but denied by Waldron, who was right there. And they're going to be well shy of that first down. Looks like 4th and 2.
If we go in, I'll wait for the play to get done here. Looks like they're going to fast.
4th down, yeah, they're going to go for it
here. Yep.
Going to hurry up to the line, take a quick snap. Heenan, pump fake, in trouble. Fioli all over him. Ball
that could be
is
behind.
live. Now the officials say incomplete. Took a while for James Pressure, the referee, to
it was close.
Weigh in there.
He was measuring. He was measuring.
He took his time before blowing the whistle.
Well, I'll tell you.
Incomplete. Either way, Pinkerton football and another stop by this Astro defense.
I've watched him all year long. And actually last year we had a couple games with him in Salem. If Mr. Preston makes a call, I tell you one thing, there's 100%, 10% that's gone into it. And
one of the more experienced referees.
He is fantastic.
Again, Jim Pressure, the crew chief here, the referee this afternoon, 5-man crew. And again, they've done a good job by all estimations here. Just 2 penalties, 1 each way. Have been called here in the first half. Hersom, handoff, Yanako.
Yeah, he's going to go.
It's a dive play. He's trying to go downhill for 3-4 yards.
Coach O'Reilly, just decades of experience coaching, knows his defense has allowed him to go into the second half, reorient some things, review, make some adjustments and stuff, see what they can do in the second half. But I really, this defense led in 7 points in a whole half. Against arguably one of the most potent offenses in the state for sure, maybe even a wider region than that when you really break it down. They are something else. And I give that defensive unit of the Astros a tremendous amount of credit. They've given their team an opportunity to be within striking distance come out, because there's just literally been no offensive production whatsoever in the first half. And obviously one of the 7 points, as you were saying, was special teams.
That came about 4 minutes into the second quarter, a block punt. Cam Brutus almost got 2 hands on it, it looked like. Picked up, recovered, and taken to the house by Seth Doyon for Londonderry's second touchdown. Their first came on their first drive, about midway through that first quarter. A lengthy drive of 77 yards, 3-yard touchdown run by Trevor Wyman. Pinkerton, meanwhile, on the offensive side, has not moved the sticks at all. 0 for 5 in terms of seeking the first down. 5 straight 3-and-outs, trying to avoid that here, coming up on 2nd and 5. Coming out of the timeout, which was called by Pinkerton, by the way. 24 seconds remaining. Morrison in motion. Hersom takes the snap, handoff right side for Albert, and closed down by Pedrick and company, shy of the first down marker by about a yard. Another timeout for Coach O'Reilly. That'll leave Pinkerton with 1 remaining.
Why not?
17 seconds to go before the break.
Why not work on things right now? Coach O'Reilly's always thinking, why not work on some offensive play production? While you've got timeouts and you've got some time off the clock to go in, as long as you have ball control, it's the right thing to do. You want to run the clock out, but why not get? But they got themselves a first down. So,
did they?
Yep.
Yeah, they do give it to them. Okay. First down of the ball game.
If it isn't, then
for the Astros, they just moved the sticks. You're right. The ball just shy of the 31-yard line.
Tremendous crowd here.
Yeah. Expected about 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5,000.
We're there.
And I think we're definitely there. Again, most folks, I'd say, are standing at this point.
Yeah.
You got both bleachers completely packed.
Oh, there's
Londonderry on the near side. The fans on the home sideline, and the Astro folks from Derry really controlling things on the far sideline. And again, a ton of standing observers, several rows deep behind both end zones.
Yep.
First and 10. Pinkerton with 17 seconds remaining. They have one timeout. They go back to the ground. Yanako with room. Now back-to-back first downs as he cruises his way all the way across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 16.
That's what you're used to with that Pinkerton offensive line, just giving it a crack for these two outstanding runners. And the key with that is getting through the hole extremely quickly, full speed, straight vector, find the seam, run it, test it, get into the secondary, and smack. Whoop, somebody's down.
Yeah, that's Londonderry's Jack Drabick, the senior linebacker who was on the wrong end of that collision with Yanako.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get through the line quickly into the secondary. That's what we've seen from the Astros the second half of the season, maybe even longer than that, really, all year long.
Meanwhile, Coach Lozon going to take the long walk over to the far sideline to check on his guy.
Let's hope he's okay.
Well, we were cruising, Steve, through the first 23 minutes, and then the last minute or so has been one stoppage after another. 5 timeouts and now an injury timeout, all within the last 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, he's getting up, so that's good. He's moving, and thank goodness for that. You hate to see them when they're on the other side of the field over there. You just saw him. He just kind of laid there still. He took a shot.
He played well in this first half.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he looks like he's okay. That's good to see.
There he comes jogging off the field under his own power. He gets a round of applause from the home fans.
These guys are playing at such an expended energy level. They are really putting it out there. And that collision right there was that was straight on. I mean, Yanako, he's a ball. He brings it. We saw that last Friday night against BG. Yanako had himself a good game, as did Albert. And that running game was really going there. So
another timeout, final timeout by the Astros, comes with 10 seconds remaining. Again, Londonderry is expected to will receive the opening kick to begin the second half.
Wait till Kristen hears there's a craft fair going on at the high school. We may be without a camera lady here pretty soon. Yeah. So we'll have to grab somebody out of the crowd while she's shopping for crafts.
All right.
No, actually, we got her caution taped in there pretty good, so she has nowhere to go.
Kristen, part of our 3 videographer crew, John Barron, Matt Beals.
I think John Barron was here at 6 a.m.
Setting
things up. What a terrific job that he did. Told me, he scolded me when I got here. He said, I thought you were going to be here at 11. And I said, well, after last night, I needed a little bit of catch-up time. All right. They are a great group of people we have here.
10 seconds, second quarter. Hersom up the middle. Handoff for Yanako. Finds some room behind left guard, and I think that'll do it for the first half. Londonderry defense, the name of the game. They force 5 3-and-outs. They score on their opening drive. They get a block punt, a scoop and score, and it's 14-zip. Defending champs looking good at the midway point.
Yeah, but I think you could say defense is the name of the game for the Astros as well. It's just no offensive production. And, because we know that this game, if you're looking at straight offense, straight defense, this is a 7-0 game.
Right.
So hand the Astros defense tremendous amount of credit. And they seem to be stiffening up, Nick, as that half went through. It's going to be all about offensive production for Pinkerton in the second half. And they're going to have to kick the ball to Londonderry, so that defense is going to have to come out in the second half and continue and do the same thing.
All right, coming up at halftime, live on-field entertainment from both marching bands, Pinkerton and Londonderry, plus a look back at that first half with stats, highlights, and analysis. A look back at last night's semifinal win for Bedford over Timberlane, and a live look at the Division II championship between Pelham and Souhegan. So a lot to get to. We'll step aside. Londonderry at halftime with a 14-0 lead over Pinkerton on the board. You are watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Division I football semifinals right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
tricky.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the Pinkerton Academy Marching Band. And now taking the field for the second part of halftime is your Londonderry High School Laser Marching Band. This year's show is media. Highlights include national history, elementary Blackbird, yesterday, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band, and the show design and drill was written by Emily Dawson. The drum majors for the Lancer Band are Heidi Ricker, Sarah Dick, and Lauren Fontaine. The color guard captains are Megan Edwards and Tatiana Shalinsky. The drumline captains are Megan St. Germain, Kevin Placata, and the band is directed by Serge Bolio and Emily Dawson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome for the final time here at Lancer Park this season, your Londonderry Lancer Marching Band.
Halftime here in Londonderry. The defending champion, Londonderry Lancers, a 14-0 lead on the board over Pinkerton in this 2022 Division I football semifinal. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Londonderry, after forcing a 3-and-out, able to get on the board after a lengthy opening drive. 77 yards, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by senior co-captain Trevor Wyman. 7-0 Lancers after one. And then early in the second quarter, special teams making a play for Coach Lozon as Londonderry, they blocked the punt. Cam Brutus gets two hands on it. It's scooped up and taken to the house by Seth Doyon, the junior. 14-0 Lancers at that point. And then both defenses, Steve, really elevating their play throughout that first half. Londonderry did not surrender a first down until Pinkerton's sixth drive, the final of that second quarter. Came with 17 seconds to go before halftime. And meanwhile, the Astro defense keeping their team in the game as well with a couple of big stops also in that second quarter. So with Londonderry set to receive the kickoff to begin the third quarter, Pinkerton with their work cut out for them, but this game far from over. The Astros hanging around.
Astros, we were talking before the break, Astros need something good to happen that's going to change the field position. Give them, like you said, Nick, a short field to be able to get that offense going. But some of the play structure that was done that last minute 14 or whatever it was left, they started to knock off some yardage there.
Yep.
Some of that was probably Londonderry playing, the safe route, but the offensive line seemed to fire off the ball better. So this is really about what Coach O'Reilly's adjustments that he's been able to make. He's doing this for decades. He knows how to do it. And then it has to actually execute on the field. The players have got to get off that football, got to pick up those the very stealth blitzes. Some of the defensive linemen are just kind of manhandling some of the offensive line. That's the offensive line's got to come up, got to provide Hersom with some a little bit of time. But you've maybe even move the ball, pass the ball downfield a little bit, try to make something happen to loosen that defense up. But I agree, Nick, the defense of Pinkerton has done what they've had to do. In reality, they've only let in 7 points.
The winner of this game will take on the Bedford Bulldogs in next Saturday's Division I state championship. Bedford, very impressive on the road last night.
Very.
Bulldogs come up with the third shutout of this postseason, a 32-0 victory at Timberlane. Bedford, after losing Week 9 to close out the regular season against Merrimack, have looked like a different team, really, over this postseason run. A 28-0 win over Windham in the first round. They beat previously unbeaten Nashua North 7-0 in the quarterfinals, and again 32-zip last night over Timberlane. Bedford back in the Division I championship game for the first time since they won it all back in 2018.
Well, as we're sitting here listening to a band that sounds like a Division I college band, I say it all the time, this halftime show, Pinkerton was absolutely fabulous as well. Great halftime entertainment, but you're right, Nick. These two defense, I think Pinkerton defense has been solid all year long. They've done a terrific job, but there's something about the Bedford defense and Londonderry defense in particular that kind of has that same approach. They just speed to the ball with in a swarm. They're able to their recovery speed that I saw last night with Bedford against the Timberlane Owls with their defensive backfield was just tremendous last night, Nick. They were playing off 4 or 5 yards. They were able to recover immediately. Just never was really able to get the Owls were never really able to get their offense started, and I did not expect that game to be end with a sort of differential that it did, but it just shows the Bedford Bulldogs defense has been really terrific since game 1.
Yeah.
They only let in 7 points. They only let in 7 points against North. Went toe-to-toe with Brockton down in Brockton, Massachusetts. This is a special group, but offensively, I got to give the Astros defense a lot of credit, Nick, as we keep talking about. Pretty much halfway through the first quarter, right till the second, they didn't let in any points. 0 points allowed, so let's not lose sight of that as well.
Right.
They're going to need something special to happen to get them get that first score, and they've got to make a tremendous defensive stand as they're going to be kicking. They being Pinkerton's going to be kicking. So I'm hoping you're going to give me a score here of that game.
We got it. Division II championship taking place right now at neutral site Bedford between Pelham and Souhegan. That's a rematch from last month that was won by the Pythons. And right now, midway through the second quarter, Pelham on top of Souhegan 21-6.
Wow. You know, Pelham is they're very proud of their football team. That community's very proud. You got to give them a lot of credit. They talk about what they're going to do, and so far they get it done.
Physical team
Very
under head
physical.
coach Tom Bababian.
Wish we could have had him on the other night. Yeah,
Invited him
he had another
onto the show, but
engagement.
had a school commitment. And speaking of the show, of course, that's FNL Gridiron, presented by Beals Insurance. We'll have our final edition, or I guess we won't. It'll be Thanksgiving this Thursday, but we'll preview the game at some point, the Division I championship, which does come your way Saturday. Steve and I will be on the call for that one. We'll be broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS network, which means the only way you can see it live is on NFHSnetwork.com. Again, NFHSnetwork.com for next week's Division I championship.
Very reasonable fee.
Yep.
To be able to get a month. You can actually watch a lot of the other stuff that they have on from other communities. I enjoy watching some of the football in other parts of the country out in the Midwest.
Yeah, there's a big selection.
Yep.
And again, you get a month subscription basically.
And test it out.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, of course, we will re-air the championship broadcast anywhere from 24 to 48 hours later on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Londonderry now 24 minutes away from a potential return to the Division I championship game. It would be their third appearance in the last 4 seasons.
Just a quick comment on that Division II game before I forget, Nick. Remember, Guilford Belmont was up on Souhegan by a pretty safe margin in the first half of that game, and Souhegan came roaring back.
They're explosive. We know that game
so it'll be
is
very
far from
interesting
over.
to see their response, but that's going to be a tall order against that Python team. They are something else.
Again, that's 21-6 Pelham late in the second quarter over Souhegan.
Congratulations to another community in our marketplace here, the Litchfield Campbell, winning Division III over Trinity with a sophomore that's got this year championship and 2 more years to go. Hirschberger, this kid is something else. What a beast. And I heard it was crazy over in Litchfield. They're very proud and excited about their team, so congratulations to them as well.
Yeah, the Campbell Cougars, D3 champs last weekend, a 2-point win over Trinity. And in Division IV, Somersworth got revenge last weekend with a win over Newport. That was a rematch of last year's Division IV championship.
Did it again, yeah.
All right, Pinkerton set to kick off as we're ready for the third quarter. Astros trail 14-0.
Did you steal my sunglasses, Nick? I can't find them anywhere.
I don't actually wear sunglasses.
Man,
so
it is right out there on the horizon.
It wasn't me, as Shaggy once said.
It was probably me for getting them somewhere. But I could use them now.
Pinkerton going to need a comeback in the second half if they want to get back to the championship game for the first time since 2017. Wow. That was a loss up at UNH against Winnicott. This one is kicked out of bounds. Flag flies.
A couple bodies fly in there, too. Even straight out of bounds is still contact. So
well, Coach O'Reilly respects the Londonderry return.
I think he's right, too.
As he told us. That's something that's been kept in place from the Tom Sawyer days, that so-called deal return where the ball carrier will put his back to the defense and then you don't know where it's going. Where it's going to be handed off to.
What a great history.
Yeah.
Coach Sawyer named it Sawyer's Nest here.
Yeah.
Right up on the top of the press box.
Yep.
I think they should call it the Windy City. This place is always blazing with wind.
From what we understand, Coach O'Reilly is still very close with his former adversary. Tom Sawyer, who really built this program from the ground up.
Yep. Here we go.
1st and 10 following the illegal procedure penalty. It's a pitch. It's Andrew Coleman's got the football in his hands for the first time.
Fumble!
And the ball is out, and Pinkerton's got it.
That's what you were talking about, Nick, at halftime.
There's the turnover that the Astros so desperately needed. They get to it. It's recovered out of the secondary by Patrick Waldron, the senior.
Well, sit tight, folks. This defense came to play.
Now Coleman, who did not record a catch in that first half. The receiver gets the direct handoff here to begin the third quarter, and the ball comes loose. Pinkerton has it, and the game's first turnover goes to the Astros here 10 seconds into the third quarter.
And the Pinkerton faithful back into the game. You can hear them over there.
Standing student section. Hersom avoids Sheena, going to tuck and run along the far sideline, lower the shoulder.
Wow, did he ever.
Big collision with Pedrick, but he picks up 5.
Coach O'Reilly may want to let him lower his shoulders a little more, get him free. That was a nice run there. Watch him turn the corner here.
Looks like he had something to say to the Londonderry defense afterwards as well. Had to be separated by his teammates.
Boy, he extended his legs there. Good stride, nice hit.
The junior showing the competitive spirit here.
Well, obviously they had a pretty good halftime the way they're coming out so far. Defense was strong.
He picked up 5, forced the turnover, and here they are, 2nd and 5. As far deep as they've been this afternoon in Londonderry territory, just outside the 30-yard line.
You nailed it. You said it.
Hersom, play action. Again in trouble. The ball comes out, and the Astros dive on it.
These defenses are just, both of them, just swarming these offenses here. Great job by Londonderry. They're everywhere. Watch this on replay. You're going to see a nice shot of there at Coach Lozon.
Ryan Hooley, the junior offensive lineman, who recovered the fumble.
Watch the leakage through here. Great containment by Weidman. He closes it all down, and Hersom luckily had number 62 there to.
Yeah, that's Hool.
That's Hool. Had to.
Johnny on the spot. That's 2 loose balls offensively recovered by Pinkerton as they fumbled a handoff attempt back in the first half. Meanwhile, a flag here.
Yeah, Hersom showing his frustration. Dead ball foul. False start.
Second one we've seen against the Astros.
And that's an important 5 yards, Nick. You know, you start getting that. You really, it pressures the offense in a game like this to try to make it up. And as that happens, the risk factor goes up. So.
Well, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 is tough enough, but now 3rd and 15.
Yeah. So I would imagine if they get 6 or 7, 8 here, they're probably going to go for it on 4th down, would be my guess. With 10 left here, we are in the second half. Maybe not, but they are in Londonderry Lancer territory.
2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Hersom under center, takes the snap, 3-step drop, going to air it out. Near side, looking for Morrison. Catch made. Inside the 20, rolls his way down to the 15-yard line. First down, and again the Astro fans roar.
Well, you're going to see a receiver that's using the outside space that he had to get separation. He goes downfield toe-to-toe, and then he separates. Design play, great focus on the football. Great throw by Hersom, threw it only where his receiver could catch it. Nice job, and
Morrison.
So much for 15 yards, be in trouble, huh?
Whose father played for Coach O'Reilly back in the day. Also played wide receiver at Northeastern. Flashing some of that genetic DNA. Look back for the sophomore. Leaping grab. Did he hold on?
No.
No, he did not. Took a whack upon the catch attempt. It's incomplete, and a 2nd and 10 on the way.
Was that Wyman again? I think it was. I couldn't tell. We're going to see it on replay here. Here we go. Let's see if that's Wyman. He is everywhere you want him to be.
Kyle McPhail, the
no, it's
defensive
actually
back.
number 6 with Wyman coming in later.
That's Kyle
That's
McPhail.
Kyle McPhail. What a terrific job. You know what? If you lose position, you come in and you make a good, clean hit on that receiver to jar it loose, and that's exactly what he did.
2nd and 10 from the 16.
Nice ball thrown by Hersom.
Astros trying to get on the board. It's a stretch run for Morrison. And again, Pedrick right there at the edge. Is that Pedrick? No, that's another Lancer defender, Devin Bowles.
Yep.
And I'm sure you recognize
Riley.
that last name, Bowles, Riley Bowles, longtime starter and 2-time champion with this Londonderry program. His younger brother, the sophomore, checks in officially here.
I think Riley's playing at Endicott University. So certainly hope he had a good year this year. What a player he was.
Yeah.
My favorite line on Keys to the Game, let Riley Bowles be let Riley Bowles, because he knows how to get it done.
And now we got Devin Bowles to keep an eye on as well. Catch, Albert, slipped. You're going to see his knee was down at about the 14-yard line.
And we're going to have
a gain of just a yard, maybe 2, now 4th and 8 on the way.
Be an interesting call. You got to say he's going to probably go for it here. That's not an easy 3 from that location by any stretch, even with a decent, with a good kicker.
Be about a 31, 32-yard attempt. The wind, which has been off and on this afternoon, right now not too bad.
No.
But Coach O'Reilly needs 2 scores, needs 2 touchdowns. And he wants to move the sticks here. 4th down and 8.
Big play in the game.
Hersom fakes the handoff, rolls right, still rolling, throws across the body. It's incomplete. Trying to find Fioli downfield. That pass does not find its target.
Well, he had
And
Susie
Londonderry
on his
comes
tail.
up with a big stop.
He had Susie Nick on his tail. You're going to see here. This is just a great chase down by number 5. And looks like number 25,
Pedrick.
Nathan Pedrick. Terrific job. Boy, they play so sound on defense. They contain him. As soon as he breaks the pocket, they release off of the offensive lineman and just do a terrific job chasing him down together.
So a turnover on downs. Londonderry, after turning the ball over themselves
Really
on
a
a
missed
fumble,
opportunity there.
we'll take back over here. 4 minutes gone by, third quarter. 14-0 lead, still intact on the scoreboard. Heenan fakes the handoff, spins in the hole, and makes his way downfield for a couple of yards, up to about the 16-yard line. Again, Dennis right there on the stop for Pinkerton, having a heck of an afternoon.
Heenan does a great job rolling. He makes contact right at the line of scrimmage, and then just with 2 hands holding the ball with high degree of protection.
3-yard gain officially. 2nd down and 7. Heenan takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks, and now going to throw deep down the far sideline, incomplete. Weinman made the good adjustment, got inside of the defensive back Patrick Waldron, but couldn't keep his eye on it. Incomplete, and now a 3rd and 7 on the way.
Wow, it's boy, to all those viewers out there watching our broadcast today, thank you so much for tuning in to Nick and I today, and our crew here at Londonderry, just bringing an incredible example of effort down to the field. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Glad you could join us
There's
here.
a lot of you.
Yeah, a little chilly out today. Not a bad idea to kick your feet up on the couch and enjoy the game in the comfort of your own home.
Well, we certainly enjoy bringing it to you.
3rd and 7. Pinkerton showing blitz. They're going to back off and rush 4 and force an incompletion.
That's just a great job there.
That's Albert.
Albert getting in there, causing, I believe that was number 6 there, getting in on Drew Heenan.
Looking for Carroll out of the slot.
Alvarez.
Incomplete. And now a punt here on the way. Again, the Astro defense keeping his team in the game.
They've been growing and improving. They've been good since they came out today, but they're even getting they're tightening down even more. That was just a great rush on by Alvarez on Drew Heenan, and he had to rush the throw.
Yeah. Meanwhile, inside his own 5-yard line is the punter Weinman. And Weinman's boot fielded on the run by Albert. Breaks 1 tackle, but not a second, as he's wrapped up by Brutus inside the 40, but still best starting field position of the afternoon for Pinkerton here in Londonderry territory at the Lancer 39-yard line.
And, they have done a terrific job bottling up Jake Albert before he can get going, Nick. They've been bang, bang, pop, pop, I call it, where their defense is just swarming him. But and they have to do that, because if you give Jake Albert a little bit of running room, boy, I'll tell you, he can tear it up.
Nearly 5 minutes in, third quarter. Same halftime score, 14-0 Londonderry. Hersom play action, throws right side, got a man, it's complete. 1st down and then some. Down the far sideline is Albert. All the way inside the 20-yard line, a gain of nearly 20 through the air.
Watch the protection that Jake Albert gets here. That is the difference. You give this young man time, he can fire a dart. That's exactly what he did downfield. Great job by the Pinkerton offensive line, providing time for Tim to throw the ball. Now they're arguably as deep in territory, I think, as they've ever been all game here, right?
First trip in the red zone.
Yeah.
And it comes nearly midway through this third quarter. Ball just outside the 15-yard line. Albert in motion. They go up the middle to Yanako, and he's cut down in the hole.
There, yeah.
Nowhere to go.
Well, Pemberton is stuck right there in the middle at nose, and let me tell you, he's a one-man gang. Watch Pemberton, number 71 here. He just ties things up. Look at him. He's filling the hole. He's taken two Astros to be able to try to block him, and he still wins the battle.
Jason Cenas over there as well.
Exactly. Yep.
Unsung heroes up front defensively for Londonderry. Weinman, who continues to make plays, was also in on the stop. Yanako, same play, same hole behind left guard. The big senior going to power his way down close to the 10-yard line to set up a third and medium here. We hit the midway point. The third quarter. Pinkerton trying to get on the board. Londonderry
long three.
Hoping to keep this a two-score game.
Looks like about a long three, Nick, there. They got to get to the first down. This is a point in the game where they can begin to change that paradigm with getting in the end zone of being offensively dominated.
Third and 3, Yanako again up the middle.
He's got it.
Very close. Tackle by Risley around the waist. I think he's got it. Needed to find the 5-yard line on a 3rd and 3.
What a terrific drive.
And they do get the first down. It's first and goal.
And how about that defense from Pinkerton getting their football team's offense back on the field, providing Tim Hurst some time. But you're still not in the end zone yet. You got to score to close the gap.
First and goal. Again, Yanako again behind left guard. And again, he's going to push the pile a couple of yards further downfield. Stop just outside the 1-yard line.
Yep. Well, this is when you have to use cadence to your advantage here, Nick, in a situation like this. You got to make a good hard count and then get your offensive line off the ball and allow Yanako or Albert to be able to power through.
Paul Binder on the stop for Londonderry.
Big point in the game right here, folks.
Second and goal from the 1. Hersom on the sneak, not going to get it.
They're signaling.
Although Pinkerton is saying touchdown, the officials say short.
Yep.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody tunneled in that right A gap and just did a terrific job for, we're going to see it here.
They give Sampson credit for the stop.
Number 68.
Yeah, that's Cenas who.
Yeah, he did a terrific job getting underneath and closing down the lane for Hersom to be able to put it in.
Yeah, you got Cenas and Pemberton in both A gaps. Meanwhile, up the middle, it's Yanako, and he walks in for the touchdown.
We got a game, folks.
Pinkerton able to take advantage of the short field. They pieced together a 39-yard scoring drive, capped off with a 1-yard touchdown from Cole Yanako. And all of a sudden, it's 14-6 with the extra point on the way, just outside of 4 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Well, that's what great defenses can do. Pinkerton's defense, since basically the second half of the first quarter, has held this highly respected and probably arguably top offenses in the state, Nick, to 7 points.
Yeah.
That is a feat.
Kick up and good. So off the right foot of Craig Coventry, the 6'1 senior. So 14-7. And now a little bit of a scare maybe thrown into the Londonderry side of this fan base here. Quiet along the home sidelines.
And very festive across the field.
And really for the first time this afternoon, the onus now on the home team to respond.
Right, but you got to be able to sustain it if you're Astros. That defense got to continue doing it, and going against Jimmy Lozon, Drew Heenan, and that offensive unit is going to be a hard thing to continue to stop, especially when they begin to feel pressure. That's when Coach Lozon is at his best. This is a dogfight we got here. Good game, folks.
Astros. They did surrender the touchdown back in the first quarter.
Yes.
The defense did. Londonderry went 77 yards in, I believe, 8 plays. A 3-yard touchdown, the result from Trevor Wyman. 7-0 Londonderry after the first quarter. Then a block punt early in the second doubled the Lancer lead to 14-zip.
Well, this is
which is where we were up until a moment ago, where the Astros come up
exactly
with a 1-yard touchdown run from Cole Yanako.
Yeah, this is when the Londonderry special teams oftentimes makes a strike. He's won't be surprised if there's something here in the mix, but they're not going to kick it.
Coventry pop up and a sure-handed grab by one of the up men at about the 40-yard line. Good play by Jaden Navarro, the 6'1 junior.
To field it, right.
Yep.
Coach O'Reilly making a firm decision here. He is not going to let the Londonderry kick return team
set up a deal.
Set up a deal.
Right.
A deal breaker, absolutely.
Instead, Londonderry is given their own 40-yard line.
Can I borrow that from you?
Well, again, that's the old Tom Sawyer play.
Yeah.
Trying to fake out the kick team, but Coach O'Reilly onto that. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Heenan trying to jumpstart the offense here. They had a turnover to begin this third quarter and then failed to convert on 4th down, and Heenan goes nowhere.
Yeah, the emotions of the Pinkerton crowd now getting into the game. Positive emotions, that is. The band's playing on a regular basis. This is the kind of battle that's been going on for decades between these two teams.
And you can really hear, as you said, the Pinkerton fans all the way over here at the press box.
Yep.
That was not necessarily the case in that first half.
No. Good
Luke
crowd
DeLange credited with the stop. 6'1", 250, the junior.
And he had help.
Been a big part of that defensive line. 3-man front on 2nd and 10. The pitch and now a throw. Coleman deep down the field. Overshoots his man Amaro. It's incomplete.
I think the wind got a hold of that one, Nick. If you look at those flags, that's right behind the angle in the backside of where he was throwing. That ball got a little bit of a lift.
Amaro had the step on Waldron.
Yep.
But as you said, the pass ends up too strong. So 3rd down and 11. Just outside of 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Londonderry trying to keep the offense on the field. The defense would love another stop here and bring their offense back onto the field with a chance to tie.
Coach Lozon really coaching hard here, trying to change plays up. He knows that this defense of Pinkerton is stiffening up, doing a better job reading the plays. This is where Coach Lozon digs down deep and looks to win the cat and mouse game between these two great coaches.
Pinkerton showing blitz up the middle. He'll bring 2 linebackers into the backfield. Heating going to escape to his right. Looks for a block downfield from Coleman. Runs over a man at midfield and gets the first down.
He's a gamer, Nick. There's something about this kid.
Yeah, with the lower of the shoulder, that gets a rise out of the crowd.
Kind of indestructible, too. He's a rugged guy. Look at this on replay, folks. Watch this. This is nothing but, I got to get this done. This is a critical time in the game. And this is why this young man gets newspaper spreads from the local town paper. He earns it. He's busting records in the Londonderry program, and watch that. Look at him. He's running downfield looking for the block he wants. Albert takes a wicked shot. That was a collision right there.
12-yard pickup, needed 11 on 3rd down. They get the first.
Hard-nosed football.
In Astro territory for the first time since the first half. Inside of 3 minutes, third quarter. On 1st and 10, Sheena makes a man miss. Gets back to the line of scrimmage where he's stopped by Dennis and company.
I don't know if you folks can see it at home, but the hitting, the intensity of the hitting, Nick, is ramped up by a significant degree. It's getting down to that point. 14-7 within one score, 2:20 left third quarter. Both of these teams know it.
Marcos Centeno in there on the stop for the Astros along with Dennis. In the end, just a 3-yard pickup for Londonderry. 2nd down and 7. Again, the Astros showing blitz off the edge, and that may have forced Coach Lozon to change the play here.
They're going back and forth. Defensive coordinator from Pinkerton calling in something else. Oh, I love this.
So they're going to bring an extra man off the edge here, and it pays off as the first man on the scene slows down the quarterback just enough to hold the 4th down.
That's a great call. We talked about it before the play, Nick. Cat, mouse, going back and forth. Who's going to get the last word on that play Pinkerton did? I'll tell you, these are just two well-coached, great football teams. It's really great to see that Pinkerton is answering the call in the second half to come out and make this a game. I expected nothing less, and these coaches just going to have to dig down deep to win this game.
Ryan Placey really came untouched off that near edge and was the first to get a crack at Heenan, slowed him down enough.
I meant the players going to have to dig down deep.
Oh, yeah.
Coaches are going to have to do their job as well. I meant the players. And they are. They're giving everything they have out there.
Final minute, third quarter. Londonderry facing a 3rd and 6. Long count here from Heenan. Snap arrives. Looks left, throws the screen. To the far side, nowhere to go for Navarro. And here comes Pinkerton.
Nothing like this.
Swarming the line of scrimmage. And they force another stop here. It's 4th and 7. Fioli over there, along with Yanako.
This is first-rate football right
and
here.
Londonderry is going to punt the football here with 30 seconds to go in this third quarter.
I mean, how many teams would have been able to stop that low? That is just tremendous defense by the Astros. They want it. You can feel it. They see it. This defense knows what they have to do. And coming up like that, you did not see that in the first quarter. They're coming up real hard now. They're playing like it's the last play, every play.
Yep. These seniors certainly don't want it to end. Hoping to extend their careers one more week. Weinman's punt.
Oh, it's
going to go unanswered.
It's
Look at this.
Good one.
Rolls all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Special teams, baby. There it is right there. That's great execution right there.
That'll do it for the third quarter. We've got ourselves a football game. Astros get on the board. It's a 1-score difference. And now Pinkerton with a chance to tie when we come back. Fourth quarter on the other side. Will it be the Lancers or will it be the Astros headed to next week's championship game? We begin to find out next. You are watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Division I football semifinals right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Steve, it's starting to measure up to expectations, isn't it? 14-7 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Well, I think it did towards the very end of the first, halfway through the second period. You could see things evening out a little bit. And, it looked a little grim there after that block punt. And Londonderry Lancers going in the end zone, making it 14-0. You had a feeling like it was going to just go downhill for them. But give the Astros credit. They dug down deep. Their defense started performing second half of the first quarter, and they have been strengthening. One thing I noticed even beyond what the defense did in the first half, Nick, is they are coming up and making sticks, and they're reacting to the ball in kind just like Londonderry's been doing all game. These are two great defenses slamming it out.
Yep.
I thought when Drew Heenan got that first down, here we go again. But no, that they come back. The defense of Pinkerton comes back strong and is creating an opportunity. But they are deep in their zone. Field position for Pinkerton right now. You've got to be very, very careful in this situation on the offensive play calling that you don't do something rash.
First
or
to
too
10
risky.
from their own 3-yard line. Going to throw. They roll out. Hersom. It's incomplete.
Yeah, Hersom knew it. He didn't. He just threw it down.
Throws it low in the direction of intended target Benjamin Wolders, the 6'2" junior wide receiver. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Both these teams looking to survive and advance. Bedford awaits in next Saturday's Division I championship. Londonderry hoping to get back to that spot for the third time in 4 years. Pinkerton hoping to punch their ticket for the first time in 5 years. 2nd down and 10. Hersom under the gun, long count against the 4-man front. One back behind him. It's Janako. They give it to him. Looks for room up the middle. Not going to find much.
Got a little bit, but you really want to try to. If you're going to kick out of the zone, you want your kicker outside of the end zone, Nick. If you can all help it, but they're not going to be able to do that at this point unless they get a little bit of yardage here.
Another tackle for Wyman of Londonderry. He's been all over the place today. 3rd down and 8. Ball up to the 5. Fourth quarter, clock ticking. Londonderry's had the lead most of the way. They scored in their opening drive, pieced together a 77-yard drive, a 3-yard touchdown run. Home team led 7-0 after 1. Hersom play action, hit and sacked That's close to the goal line. Londonderry says safety.
No.
The officials say no.
They're
just
saying
outside the goal line at about the 1.
Wow.
Andrew Susi, credited with the sack, almost put 2 more on the board for Londonderry.
Susi playing himself quite a game here. It's no way we can tell from here, but it looked to me like the referee had to line it up, readjust his angle, and look down the field, and I didn't see...
Still a dangerous spot here for
Very
Pinkerton.
dangerous spot here. For
4th and 12. They're pinned inside their 1-yard line. And again, they've already had 1 punt blocked. That came early in the second quarter. A scoop and score for Londonderry. Lancers went up 14-zip at halftime. Pinkerton on the board in the third quarter with a short touchdown run from Kolyanako. Here's the punt from Albert. It's high. It's a good one. Down the middle, Amaro at the 30. To the 25, to his left. Tries to break a tackle at the 27. Still on his feet. Flags are going to fly.
I think it's going to be a face mask here.
Before he's finally dropped by Hersom just inside the 25-yard line. But again, 2 flags are down on the field at about the 24.
They're both the same thing. I think that they're double flags, but 1 infraction. My guess is it's a face mask.
Again, not a whole lot of penalties either way today.
Let's see if we can
Jim
see it
Pressure
here.
and his crew, they haven't had to throw the flag much and have not thrown it unless they've had to. They're going to talk here. Just about 2 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter.
If it is a face mask, I would imagine if they're figuring out the yardage market off here, and they're going to pick it up. No, I guess not.
Personal foul, face mask.
Yep.
As usual, Steve, you're all over it. Londonderry, they'll take that. That is a very costly penalty as the ball is now spotted at about the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up.
It took the coverage, took all the value of that punt, which actually was pretty productive, all things considered, being stuck that tight in the end zone,
right, and
took all that away. But, you know, it was one of those face masks, Nick. You got to get the guy down. You're trying to stop running back. It's just an aggression penalty, and it just happens in the football game. You got to stand tall here on defense if you're Pinkerton.
Susi the tail. Heenan, shotgun on 1st and 10, handoff left side, and Waldron comes up out of the secondary along with Morrison to make the tackle. Gets inside the 10, though, before it's all said and done. They'll mark him at about the 9.
Looks like a gain of 4. It looks about 3, but he says it's a gain of 4. This is clearly 4-down territory unless they get within striking range, but you can make it a 2-score game here if you get a field goal. Yep. My guess is if they get a little more, they're going to go for that.
Coach Lozon wants 6, though, I think. They're going left side with Heenan, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow.
A 7-yard touchdown run by the senior quarterback, Drew Heenan. Londonderry makes it a 2-score game once again with 2.5 gone by in this fourth quarter.
What a player this young man is. He just has an attitude and a heart that just beats in his chest when it comes to football. On the field and off the field, Nick, all week. We hear Coach Lozon talk. We've talked about it many times. This guy is a student of the game and just can't get enough of it. And by the time he gets on field, he's got so much bundled up energy with tremendous talent and execution. As they hit the extra point, we're back to a 2-score game.
It's Dylan Risley filling in for Drabick, who was shaken up earlier. And no problem for Risley. 21-7 Londonderry. The home fans excited again. Their first offensive touchdown since the opening quarter. And you're right, the band providing the Notre Dame song. And, well, this crowd of nearly 5,000 unofficially, for the most part, enjoying things here. With just a few minutes gone by in the fourth quarter, Londonderry back on top by 14. 21-7.
Well, whenever they needed something big, Drew Heenan comes up with it on offense, Nick. He's just been a master of running this offense, and you always like a quarterback that has that tendency. We saw it with Capetta against Exeter 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, but this Drew Heenan's in his class all of his own when it comes to just be willing to say, it's going to go on me. I want the ball. I'm going to get it done for you. You block, I'll get it done. I'll take a hit for the team. And he's done it all year long for them. He's almost indestructible, Nick.
Well, Coach Lozon said that a couple of days after they won the championship last year, he's on the phone looking for Coach to join him in the film room
next year
and break down some stuff. And Coach Lozon said at this point, he basically identifies everything that I would anyway and kind of corrects himself.
But sit tight because this game is not over with the way Pinkerton, his defense is playing the ball. Their offense has got to get something for him.
Squibb picked up by Fioli. And a pretty good return, able to rumble and bumble across the 40-yard line up to about the 42.
So that's good field position for them to start. It's a shorter field than I'm sure Londonderry hoped. So good for Pinkerton and special teams for getting them their offense in good field position. But they've got to strategically work the ball down the field. They have enough time to do that, and if they can get a stop against Londonderry with their defense, who's played fantastic in this game, anything can happen. So we're not done yet here, folks.
Hersom breaks the huddle. He's under center. He puts Morrison in motion to the near side, takes the snap, play action, back to throw, looks near side, intercepted. Taken away by Kyle McFadden. On the near sideline, steps out of bounds inside the 30.
What a big play. Look at this one, folks.
The defense coming up with a turnover for the first time this afternoon as Tim Hersom is intercepted by Kyle McPhail.
Yeah, but Kyle was stealth on this. Watch him. If we get a good view of this, you're going to see he's sitting off. Watch that recovery. Wyman had great coverage on him himself, but he sat over there in the middle kind of in a stealth fashion. He knew exactly where the ball was going, and he set that thing up for an interception and made a great run back at that. Now they're in the driver's seat. Wow.
Sure-handed on the pick, able to jump in front and pull that one in overhead for the game's, or rather Pinkerton's first giveaway here.
My hands are cold here. Can't hold anything.
Yeah, it's gotten chilly here. Temperature in the lower 40s to begin, and
it's that wind
slowly declining since game time. And you're right, the wind is bone chilling at times. 1st and 10, counter. Weinman trying to shake off Yanako with a stiff arm.
Just too much time, too much penetration, and took too much time to develop.
That east-west play is blown up for about a 3-yard loss to set up 2nd down and 13. 3 minutes gone by, 4th quarter. Lancers.
Yeah, you can't, with 2-score lead, Nick, you can't, if you're Pinkerton, you got to get the ball back. You can't let another 4 or 5 minutes go off the clock.
What I was about to say is Londonderry is going to maximize the play clock here from here on out.
Absolutely. And should.
You can see Coach Lozon a couple of feet onto the field, still flashing the hand signals.
Surprised us not more. He loves to get on the field, talk to his players.
Yeah, we've seen him in the huddle at times, seemingly. Here's a bounce play, and Heenan is scissored at about the original line of scrimmage. And again, some more
he's getting
pushing
a little,
and shoving
little
after the
chippy
whistle.
out there.
Yep.
But there's a lot at stake here for both these teams.
Especially with the seniors. It's so close to the championship game, and then to have your career end, it's got to be on the back of every senior's mind for both these teams.
Well, with all these these games that we've done, Nick, it's just been a privilege and a joy for every team that we've covered. But one by one, they go down and they're out, and it's just it narrows at the top to the point where you got the 2 left, and then you got quote unquote Super Bowl week with 2 teams at the end here. Both these teams battling for one of those positions.
Bedford already secured their spot in next week's championship with a semifinal win last night over Timberlane, 32-0 on the road.
That's just what the Astros want, a penalty and then another 5 yards to push them back to make a first down even more difficult. So if Pinkerton can hold here, they're going to get the ball back.
3rd and 11 becomes 3rd and 16.
But let's not forget that great special teams punt. They put them down in the very end of the 3rd quarter, right down here in the 1-yard line or so. That set up.
That ultimately set the stage for that 3rd touchdown. Meanwhile,
open receiver too.
That was Coleman trying to go upstairs with Albert. Morrison comes over after the play and gives Coleman a little shove. That's got some of the Londonderry fans upset. Incomplete the result. Now 4th down and 16.
Well, the emotions between these 2 teams are always right below the skin, Nick.
Yep.
And it's what makes these communities taking each other on through their football team. Such an exciting thing. But make no mistake, Londonderry Pinkerton football is good for the state of New Hampshire, Division I football, and all football, really.
Well, the awareness by the officials, I think, is heightened over the final 7 minutes here. You don't want this thing to get out of control.
No.
4th and 18. Londonderry going to go for it. Plenty of time for Heenan. He scans. He throws down the middle, and it's incomplete. Now a flag comes in.
Wow.
Boy, Coleman took a hit. His helmet popped off, and the senior is in some pain.
Yeah, he took a massive shot.
Collided with Jake Albert.
And the
then
ref
the back judge throws the flag. This may be a penalty against Pinkerton. Coach Lozon's going to come out and check on his injured receiver, who is in some clear pain down on his back. Again, the flag came out on the hit at the tail end of the play.
We're going to see it here.
And the officials talking it over.
Boy, he had a lot of time to throw that football.
Referee Jim Prett. And again, Coach Lozon concerned.
Let's hope he's okay.
Coleman, of course, really spearheaded a big second half in last year's championship win for Londonderry over Winnicott. Scored 2 touchdowns in that final as a junior. He's been held in check today.
Boy, that's a good thing to see.
And a great thing to see. He's up, and he's going to walk off the field under his own power.
He did not take a helmet to helmet, which is probably why he is walking off the field the way he is right now. It was a shoulder to helmet, but it was a vicious. You know, whenever you got your body going one way and you've got a defender coming back the other way, even the shoulder, Nick.
Doesn't matter where you get hit at that speed.
Where you get hit at that speed, but it is good that it wasn't helmet to helmet.
Right.
For sure.
And again, Coleman appears like he's okay, but I don't know if he got hit in the stomach as well, Steve. He was down there kind of clutching that stomach and still kind of favoring that right side here.
You're right. That could
works his way to the right, but either way, vicious hit.
But he's walking
incomplete. And
with a
Pinkerton,
good clip.
Right now scheduled to get the football. Still don't know what the flag was about, by the way, as the officials continue to conference.
Yeah.
But the Londonderry defense is on the field, so it may have been against the Lancers and declined by the Astros, but no official word either way. With nearly 5 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter.
No, they're marking it off right now against the Astros, Nick, I think. Right? Yeah.
So is it an automatic first down?
A personal foul. If it's a personal foul, it absolutely is.
Yeah, you're right. It is a personal foul, and it is against Pinkerton. So that's just a killer. If you're the Astros, you had a chance to get the ball back. You had an incompletion, and now you take a penalty, and Londonderry's got a fresh set of downs instead.
Yeah, and the clock really is the enemy right now of Pinkerton, and that just gives Londonderry a whole set of first downs. Probably he's going to at some point give them an opportunity, even with 3 downs.
It's not automatic, Steve. It's a 15-yard penalty, but not automatic because it was 4th and 17. Set up a 4th and 2. Heenan on a sneak. I think it's going to be stopped short.
I thought a personal foul would be an automatic first down.
That's what I thought as well. But they say dead ball, personal foul, 15 yards, but not automatic. So 4th and 2, and now the Heenan run is going to be measured. Well, appears from up here like he was a little short, but referees want a closer look down on the field with the chain gang. All this with 5 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Londonderry in front 21-7. If the Astros hold, they'll get the ball back, and they do.
Yeah,
but about a full yard
shot.
shot.
I mean, it's to pull a. Anyway,
Astros will take
let's
it
just
back.
get the football game going here. This is good stuff. All the stoppage of play takes away the. But you got. I mean, they had to make that call, Nick. Really, that was understood there. But here we go. Let's see what Pinkerton can do. 7:06 in the fourth quarter. They got a long way to go to get a first down, so they got to be able to. But you can't rush it either. You got to make sure you're down 2 touchdowns. You got to get one before you get the other. And
on the previous drive,
right,
they dialed up a pass play right away and threw a pick Not going to deter Coach O'Reilly here. Throws a dart. That's complete. Hersom to Morrison, and the sophomore are going to fight for more yardage all the way up to the 35 for a gain of 15.
Gridiron on Thursday night, our program, we had Coach O'Reilly on, and he talked very highly about Mr. Morrison, and boy, did he look good in that game against BG last week.
Over 100
so
yards.
Solid.
Broke a 65-yard touchdown run. No, a 75-yard touchdown run in the first half of that game against the Cardinals. Big catch here. Officially a gain of 16, the first down. Yanako back to work on the ground. He scored Pinkerton's only touchdown today back in the third quarter. He gets about 5 yards here.
A much better job here getting off of the line of scrimmage on the cadence call, and the backs getting through the holes quicker. The exchanges seem a little crisper. But to me, Nick, I go back to it one last time. That punt that put them back on the 1 yard line, to me, was a special teams play that doesn't figure on the scoreboard per se, but it had a major impact in this game so far.
2nd and 8, Hersom near side, trying to find Morrison. Incomplete. He had Weinman breathing down his neck. And the incompletion will set up a 3rd and 8.
Yep.
Midway through, 4th quarter. Reminder next, Saturday's Division I championship game will be broadcasted by Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network. The only place you can see it live is NFHSnetwork.com. Again, NFHSnetwork.com for next Saturday's Division I championship.
No matter who wins this game today, it is going to be a matchup either way against the Bulldogs for a final.
Bedford advancing last night with a win over Timberlane. This throw is incomplete.
Just outstanding stealth defense there by number 27.
It's Doyon.
Seth Doyon.
He picked up the
loose
ball after the punt
block. He had
block.
position. What did he do? He slowed down and did not, in looking back, did not give the Pinkerton receiver an opportunity to catch up to the ball, but he did it all the right way. That's just defense right there. Good DB play.
And now a 4th down on the way. Just inside of 6 minutes now.
Coach
Lancers, they can take a big step forward with a stop here.
Yes.
Trying to put this thing on ice, up 21-7.
All right, Astros down.
Astros trying to keep hope alive. And they'll call a timeout first. Coach O'Reilly wants to talk it over.
Yep.
Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now at 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com. Also girls docked. NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Ghost Energy. Ghost is a sports nutrition brand that empowers users to be seen beyond the walls of the gym. So be seen with Ghost Energy. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Glad you could join us. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire's Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Did you do any acting or any plays back at West High School when you were there? Or
plays?
Yeah, because I doubt you forgot your lines. How do you memorize that whole skit there?
I have directed a few movies, but
all right,
that's neither here nor there. Meanwhile, Hersom met at the line of scrimmage, and Pedrick brings him down for the 4th down stop.
And you
heard
those
two
collided on that play.
Yeah, they collided heads a little bit. Pedrick is shaken up.
Both of them are shaken up.
Hersom slow to get up. Pedrick going to try and compose himself as he heads back to the home sideline. But what an afternoon for that senior, who's just turned in an all-out performance defensively for Londonderry.
Yeah, they really collided hard right there. That's hard-nosed football. Watch this. You're going to see two players that want it bad, and you can see the head jerk back of on the hit on the shoulder pads. It looked like to me by Hedrick on Hersom, and
they're checking him out on the sideline.
Yeah,
Pedrick.
Yeah, they should.
Again, this on the heels of Coleman going down moments ago. All right, We're inside of 6 minutes, and now Londonderry trying to milk the clock. They've got a 2-score lead on the board. 1st and 10 in front of them. They hand off at the Pinkerton 40, and the ball came out.
They got it back, though. They got it back.
Susi, the ball carrier, fortunate that one of his teammates was right there for the recovery. That's Londonderry lineman
Mike
Tissel, 6 feet, 270-pound junior up front there, showing the shorthandedness for Londonderry. Well, in the end, no gain, 2nd down and 10.
This offensive line has done a terrific job for them today, Nick. When they needed it the most, they got the blocks they needed to spring Heenan through, give him the time to make some throws. And now
they're in a good spot here. She's outside of 5 minutes.
Yep.
Trying to take this clock all the way down. Weinman in motion, Heenan the snap, the toss, the near side for Sheena, met by Waldron at the line of scrimmage. Good open form tackle.
Oh, great job.
Inbounds, clock continues to move. Very short gain there.
Yeah, the hitting. This team, these are 2 tough football teams. Individually, right on down the starting rosters and the backups, they're tough. And the hits that are going on in this game, you can see the bodies have expended themselves right now. And you start getting to the point where the will, but the body starts to give out a little bit, and that's why you start seeing some of these guys slow to get up.
Yep.
But, they rip themselves back into shape, and they're ready for the next play. Both these teams, these defenses especially, Nick, have just been outstanding efforts on both sides.
And again, now it's about clock management for Londonderry. Taking this thing down towards 4 minutes. 3rd down and long. Sheena planted by Placey in the backfield.
Dennis involved in that as well. What a game he's had defensively.
Placey as well. That's his second tackle for a loss.
Yep.
Number 54 in white. So, Londonderry facing a 4th and long. Not going to mess around here. The punt unit coming on here with inside of 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, the clock right now is a huge friend of the Lancers right now, and they're going to use that. Coach Lozon making the right decision there. Putting them back down. I doubt very much you're going to see anything to Albert. I'd be shocked if you don't see some sort of kick towards the corner deep, just to get to force their.
And again, we saw Wyman really angle it well, pins it inside the 5 on his previous punt attempt.
Yeah, he was given plenty of time to slide over and make that kick. Let's see if they do that here.
Londonderry is going to take 5 here.
Yep.
Try to increase Weinman's chances a little bit.
Yep.
Any thoughts of maybe selling out here if you're Pinkerton? Try to come up with a block, bring 10 guys up front. They got 2 returnees down.
I wouldn't call that a bad play.
They got 2 wings.
Bad decision.
Right. They got 2 return men on the sidelines as well. So they're only going to rush at most 7 here.
Looks to me with 2 returners, they're going to try to take out the corners here, Nick, and get a run back.
Now, on the penalty, that did not stop the clock. So essentially, it's back-to-back play clocks here for Coach Lozon. I thought it was supposed to be dead ball after that delay a game penalty. The officials, I think, are going to talk about that right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nick, on the spot here. You're right on it, buddy.
You can't do that. You can't burn basically a minute and a half between snaps. So they're going to reset the clock to 3:15. Still a 4th and 13 here for Londonderry. Football still on the Astros side of the 50 at the 44-yard line.
I'm surprised they haven't widened Jake Albert out a little bit over towards the other hash marks. My guess is you're going to see the kick go over in that direction.
Morrison back.
I've been wrong before.
Inside the 15 along with Albert. Here's the kick from Wyman. High in the sky. Albert's underneath it. Makes the catch. Trying to find some room now. Going to sprint to the left, and here's that speed. Along the sideline, Albert met by Wyman. Looking to dive towards midfield.
That's the return they needed.
It's a heck of a return by
the
senior.
You're at a point right now, unless you throw some gun all the way down the field, you can't afford to give the ball back to Londonderry again. You may not even with that, but let's just say that for now, for discussion purposes. They really need to take their time down the field, get an onside kick, Nick. We're at onside territory here, and that's even if they score quickly, really, with 3 minutes. If they had 5 minutes, I would say you could probably risk getting your defense out in the field, blow your timeouts, get them out in 3 if that's a tough order. But we'll see what they can do here.
3 minutes even remaining.
Number 10 down there walking on the sidelines. Boy, what a player that young man has been.
Hersom takes the high snap. He's got a clean pocket. Now he's going to escape to his left. Looking for the first down marker. Steps out of bounds after picking up the first. Meanwhile,
took a
Wyman
shot.
is left down in his wake.
An absolute shot. I do not see a flag, and he's still down. He took a wicked shot.
Well, Londonderry's list of injured players starting to add up here.
Yeah.
We saw in this second half
see that
alone,
again. Here we go.
Pedrick, along with
he got back blocked by number,
and now Wyman down.
Number 15, I think, back blocked him. And is he still down, Nick?
He still is.
Yeah, he took a shot.
Again.
Here we see it again here. Watch, maybe slow motion it down. I couldn't really see it. I think it was number 15 that came back on the back block. There you see it, 45 maybe, and he just took it right on the chin. And it was semi-blind side, but it was in the front of his body, and that's why there wasn't a flag thrown. And it was done with the arms folded. It wasn't any headshot or anything like that by the Pinkerton blocker. But he went down, and just hopefully he's okay. He's a tough young man, too. He's up and walking. That's a good sign.
Has it had a heck of a game today. And a heck of a senior season overall.
I haven't seen hitting across the board like I have in this game I don't recall any game where the hitting was harder this year. I don't know about you, but it's been a fierce,
for sure,
fierce, tough battle.
Playoff
between
intensity between two rivals, as we expected.
And let me tell you, that young man is so valuable to this football team. He's the ringleader in so many different areas, and he looks kind of shaken up as he comes off here, but it's good to see him up and walking as Drew Heenan comes over and gives him his support. Wow. What a hit. Very, very understandable hit. He was chasing the quarterback, and the blocker comes back, but it's just one of those things, just the angle of it was fierce.
Ready to resume from the 43-yard line. Hersom complete on the run to Morrison. Sliding grab made at the 33.
Yeah.
And that is a first down for Pinkerton.
No, they're saying no.
No, yeah, you're right. Short by about a yard.
Yeah, that's why they're winding the clock here.
Right.
A lot of
still
time
taking
being
2.5 to go.
Yeah, this is a lot of time being taken off. Offensively, you've got to get those plays on the field, Nick. Yeah, boy, a lot of time taken off the clock here in this play. But I think this is really onside stuff anyway, so if they can get in the end zone.
Hersom play fake. Looks back to his left, now got to tuck and run to his right. Jogging along the sideline, steps out of bounds, shy of the 25-yard line. That'll stop the clock with over 2 minutes remaining, 2:07. And that is an Astro first down.
Yep. So they'll have all the time they need right now. So
reminder after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, a championship preview, and a peek over to what's going on in Division II as well. At last look, Pelham late in the first half had a 21-6 lead over Salhegan. So we'll check in on the Division II championship as well.
I just saw
Are you cheating over there?
I just saw a text cheat, Nick.
Oh.
I didn't mean to, honestly.
Well, now you're going to have to surprise me.
Oh, he had Albert open.
Incomplete. Threw it over the senior's head. And now a 2nd and 10 on the way with a second. Just a tick over 2 minutes to go. Well, Bedford awaiting the winner. Got their feet kicked up after putting Timberlane to bed last night, 32-0 in the semis, their 3rd straight postseason shutout. And we know no matter if it's Londonderry, whether it's Pinkerton, Bedford's going to be ready to go.
Yep.
We should have one heck of
Doesn't
a Division I
matter.
championship.
Either one of these
on
teams is going to make
our
one
hands.
heck of a championship game.
Hersom on 2nd and 10, throws it deep, incomplete. A little bit of contact maybe before.
A little
Morrison
bit of contact, it looked to me.
goes around Brutus, no flag.
No flag, though. And the official was right on it. We're way over the other side of the field. It looked like he might have been slowed down there a little bit. We're going to find out here in the replay.
Doyon, the
No, not just
defensive back in on the play.
Good
for
call.
Londonderry.
Good call. Official's been right on it today.
Yep. Let a lot go, which is always okay.
That
with
wind
me.
is something else.
Yeah, it's getting colder as the afternoon has gone on. 3rd and 10, another play action pass. They throw a screen near side that's going to end up out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, not what they were looking for right there. It's just some great coverage downfield and great assignment football making. Seeing these players release out into the flats, Nick, and they're able to do a great job picking them up all game long.
Do or die time for
Do or
Pinkerton.
die. Yep.
Minute
49,
4th down and 10. And now I think a timeout has just been called.
Yep.
Not sure who. Londonderry?
Well,
not sure who called that timeout. Pinkerton. All right,
Yeah.
so they are now down to 1 remaining. Coach O'Reilly used one earlier.
Yeah, 1 remaining timeout, 1:49 to go. You really, if you're going to get, we're clearly in, if they get a touchdown, we're clearly in onside kick territory here.
Yeah.
Can't give the defense back. You've spent 2 of your 3 timeouts. So we know what the game plan has to be. It's just really what type of play they're going to call. Is he going to be looking for 1st down underneath, or is he going to be looking for to go all the way in the end zone? Plenty of time, really, if you can get the onside kick with 1 timeout even. Is plenty of time to run another play underneath, get up to the football, and then take a shot. Either drop it, down below the quarterback, throw it in the ground, and get a couple cracks at the end zone. Hopefully within a minute 20 left on the onside kick, and then there you go from there. But it's a lot of things that have to go right for Pinkerton for this thing to work.
Listen to these Lancer fans on their feet, hoping the defense can nip this thing in the bud here. 4th down and 10 coming up.
And the wind is sweeping across here left to right. Pretty strong.
Hersom under center. 3-step drop. Looks left. Throw. Catch. Lateral. Hook and ladder for Morrison is going to get rubbed out.
The defensive assignments and the execution of those assignments has been absolute in big. So many big plays today for Londonderry when it counted on defense, Nick. The coverage has been phenomenal.
Including a stop there by McPhail.
Huge.
Who had an interception to his credit earlier in this second half. So now Londonderry going to take over possession. Just over 100 seconds remaining. A 14-point lead on the board. And now it's just a game of running out the clock for Londonderry. They want to punch their ticket here for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Pinkerton gave a gallant effort, but you can take the comeback opportunity that these 2 scores separation. I really think that Pinkerton had a good game plan coming in the second half, but I still contend that special teams kick down on the 1-yard line that ended the 3rd quarter, brought down here to the other side, and they couldn't get out of there, and they basically get tackled right on and had to kick literally from the back line of their end zone. And then they had that just set that game and just changed the momentum that Pinkerton had in the second half, which was strong, by the way.
Right.
The crowd was into it. The band was into it. The players were coming up. It just, at that point, to me, was the changing point in the second half that kind of gave Londonderry, the Lancers, what they needed to do what they had to do. But
full recap coming your way in just a few minutes after this one as we enter the final minute of this 3rd quarter.
Yep.
Londonderry, undefeated state champions in 2019. They brought home the bacon last year with 1 loss. This year, 1 out-of-state loss, the lone blemish. But this is the new standard for sure, is Londonderry here in Division I at least, if not the entire state of New Hampshire. Bedford obviously will have something to say about that next weekend. But today, the defending champions are going to get the job done on their home field. They win it by a final of 21-7. They led wire to wire this afternoon, and they hold off their longtime rivals in the second half. They beat Pinkerton for a 7th straight time and advanced to Saturday's Division I championship on the heels of a 21-7 win here in the semifinals.
Yeah, no question, Nick. I think that when you look at this game and you look at the big plays that needed to be made at certain times and key times during the game, the Lancers won the majority of those. And when you can get up 14 points at home from the beginning, it's a tall order to come back and win a game against a defense like the Lancers. Got to give Pinkerton, though, within this game, a lot of credit. There were times when this game was a one-score game and it was right on the line and Pinkerton had the momentum going.
Right.
But that interception here in the midfield there and that kick down there were the two plays in this half that Londonderry made that really kind of extended that Londonderry momentum and brought it back, then extended it again. And the clock ran out here. And I actually think when you look at the end of this game, the last 7 or 8 minutes, I'm glad that the hitting was fierce, Nick. It was these are amazing young men on both sides of this field with the emotions and the physicality that they expended of themselves to try to win this game. Both teams need to know that it was left out on the field for sure in this game. I'm proud of both of these teams. I congratulate Pinkerton. We're going to talk about Londonderry after. But my sincere congratulations to a Pinkerton team who Londonderry in the first time we covered it, Nick, really no match for Pinkerton. Today that was a different story, but Londonderry just too strong.
21-7 the final. Back to talk about it in just a moment. Post-game next. Londonderry a winner over Pinkerton here in the semifinals. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
I'm Travis Kelsey, and this is Zen Water. The perfect alkaline water for sports hydration and the only water that's in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Ultra pure alkaline water in a bottle that prevents ocean pollution. Why would you drink anything else? Seriously, why would you drink anything else?
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, we saw a heck of a football game here this afternoon.
Yeah.
The defending champion Londonderry Lancers get the job done in the semifinals, 21-7 over the longtime rival Pinkerton. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're presented by Beals Insurance. That sets up next week's championship in Division I between Londonderry and Bedford. Lancers, after forcing a 3-and-out to begin the football game, put together a lengthy scoring drive. In fact, the longest scoring drive in the football game, 77 yards, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by Trevor Wyman, who was spectacular on both sides of the ball today, by the way.
Looks
7-0
like he's okay.
was the Lancer lead after one. Then special teams put their fingerprints on this one, a blocked punt by Cam Brutus. Was picked up by his Londonderry teammate Seth Doyon. A scoop and score. 14-zip Londonderry, that was our score at halftime. Pinkerton trouble moving the ball in that first half. Their first 5 series all ended on a 3-and-out. And they did not pick up a first down until the final seconds before the break. However, the Astro defense kept this team in the game. They forced a turnover on the opening play of the second half. Sets up a short field, and eventually they do get in the end zone. Cole Yanako, a 1-yard touchdown run, brought Pinkerton back within 7 at 14-7, and that was our score heading into the fourth quarter. But then the Londonderry defense and special teams factor in again. You mentioned, Steve, the big punt that pinned Pinkerton back at their own 2-yard line, which eventually set up a short field for Londonderry, and Drew Heenan able to capitalize. A 2-yard touchdown run for the senior quarterback. And then the defense forces a Tim Hersom interception, and they basically seal the deal by running out the clock over the final few minutes. 21-7 is again the final. Londonderry, they've got Pinkerton's number. They've now won 7 in a row, dating back, obviously, several seasons. And the bigger picture is they're back in the Division I championship game, looking for their 3rd title in 4 years.
Pinkerton battled hard to make this a one-score game, Nick. I have such respect for that defense. I've had tremendous respect for them all year. Remember last week when they played BG, where they stopped BG on 4th down right on the 1-yard line and had some other great stuff. This defense has come up big for them. It's just offensively they got into a 14-0 hole early. And when you look at a couple things, I would say that really stand out in this game to me, other than the plays we've already talked about, and that was the special teams of Londonderry continues to factor in all different ways in the game. Some of it you don't see directly on the score clock, but when you go back and you review it, you say, aha, that made a difference. Aha, that gave the offense something. Aha, that supported the defense. They're just an incredible special teams group, and Coach Lozon preaches that, and I think that was a big factor in the game. The other big factor in the game, quite simply and quite honestly, is Drew Heenan. Drew Heenan is a special player. You don't see the likes of him come on very often. He's a true student of the game. You know he lives, breathes, and sleeps this 24/7. Obviously, if you're driving Coach Lozon crazy with stuff, then you really are an addict. And then he takes what he does and he puts it on the field with such heart. So good to see all these injured players walking off the field, because the hitting in this game was fierce. Yeah. These are tough young men in both of these teams. I have tremendous respect for the coaching staffs right down to the school systems, and they've been great to us this year. Pinkerton has been terrific to place to play. As Londonderry, as always, same thing. These are just 2 storied programs, and you're right. I'll close by saying that right now they have their number. There's no question. But Pinkerton closed that gap this year from who they were as a team in the beginning, and I give Coach O'Reilly tremendous credit for where he brought this team from where they were at that time. Coach Lozon, what can you say about this young man? Talked to him before. He's all focus. He's all about football, and he's all about developing young men, as both of these coaches are, and I'm just proud to and honored to be here and with you, Nick, to call this game. And shame somebody has to lose, but I'll tell you, parity like never before. And Coach Lozon reminded me today, and I'm going to say it. He said all the way back at the Ushika dinner to me before the game, says, "Remember, I told you in that when I was talking to that Ushika dinner that there's going to be tremendous parity in the league." And he's right. I remember that. Absolutely. He said that, and boy, was he right, Nick.
Absolutely, you can make the case.
And it's just been a joy.
At the start of this tournament for a number of different teams. Heck, look at Bedford, a 10 seed in next week's championship, following 3 straight shutouts. They beat Timberlane last night 32-0 to punch their ticket for the first time since 2018. So it's going to be one heck of a battle, a Royal Rumble coming your way 1 week from today in the Division I championship game on Saturday. All right, so the D1 final is set. The D2 championship being played out right now, and that's all Pelham, by the way. They're up 35-6 early in the fourth quarter over Souhegan. So it looks like the Pythons are going to bring home the D2 crown and join Campbell and Somersworth in the champion circle.
Yeah, the Pythons are obviously backing up everything that they say.
Right.
When you talk and you prove it, then you deserve to be able to talk, and they do all of that. And got to give them a tremendous amount of credit.
Yep.
They just beat a heck of a Souhegan football team, and there's no question in my mind this year's Python team, and maybe last year's as well, arguably could come up to Division I and cause some havoc and some trouble.
A welcome addition, in my opinion.
But
sure.
Today is Londonderry's day. They earned it. They deserved it in all three phases of the game again, from coaches, administrations, all the way down to the support staff. They've done a tremendous job. Best of luck for Pinkerton off season. They got some players coming back next year, but we got a barn burner next week against two teams that defensively play very similar. I expect a battle.
Final reminder, next week's championship game can be seen exclusively live on NFHSnetwork.com. Steve and I will be on the call. Our Friday Night Light New Hampshire crew will be on the scene, but again, broadcasting in conjunction next week for the Division I championship with the NFHS Network. The only place you can see it live is NFHSnetwork.com. Want to thank Howard Sobolov and his crew here at Londonderry.
Tremendous.
Again, for taking care of us. Appreciate working with him all season long. And for our crew here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, including our videography team, John Barron, Kristen and Matt Beals, another great, outstanding job. And, of course, the man piecing it all together is Ben Beals, the man behind the curtain, our director.
Great job.
Back in our Beals Insurance Studios in Bedford. For my partner, executive producer Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Londonderry 21, Pinkerton 7. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.